Chapter 491. Just say it. No matter what it is, I'll do it, Alan said without hesitation. Baya smiled and told Alan what she was thinking. Before Alan left, he said, Xiao Nian, if you go into politics, you'll definitely become a leader. Baya watched as his car drove away. She didn't want to become a leader and she didn't need to be successful in her career. All she wanted was a safe and stable home. The soldier drove her back to the villa. The people in the room were still looking at her worriedly. Baya smiled. What do you want to ask? Just say it. Madam, we've rescued Xiao Ning. General Leng said that it was all your arrangements. What should we do next? General Leng said that if we don't do it well, Xiao Ning will be sentenced to death, Zhang Xingyu said anxiously. I'm sure that nothing will happen to Xiao Ning. Don't worry. But, I really need you to do something tomorrow. I'll tell you once and for all when the cold weather comes, Baya said. Xiao Nian, don't overwork yourself. You're pregnant after all, Song Shiyu said worriedly. Baya nodded. I know my body well. I won't let anything happen to me. Don't worry, Mom. That's good. Madam, then what should I do tomorrow? Lin Shulan asked eagerly. Of course you'll accompany Madam. What else can you do? Zhang Xingyu said bluntly. Lin Shulan knocked Zhang Xingyu's head. I can do anything. Don't look down on me. Zhang Xingyu held his head. Who's looking down on you? You're young. Lin Shulan wanted to knock Zhang Xingyu's head again. Zhang Xingyu held his hand. If it wasn't for the fact that I don't hit women, you'd be lying on the floor right now. Zhang Xingyu, let's fight. You don't have to go easy on me. We still don't know who will win. Baya pointed outside. Take note. You can hit them, but don't hurt them. Just do it for fun. Humph, come on, Zhang Xingyu. Lin Shulan walked out first. I'm not afraid of you. Zhang Xingyu followed behind Lin Shulan. As soon as they went out, they started to fight. Baya leaned against the door frame and watched them fight. She took out her phone and took pictures. She did not expect Zhang Xingyu and Lin Shulan to be so skillful. They were the champions of the men's and women's division. No wonder Gu Lingqin kept them by his side. One really couldn't judge a book by its cover. Lin Shulan was fast, but his strength was not as good as Zhang Xingyu's. Zhang Xingyu's speed was about the same as Lin Shulan's. He held back his strength. Every time he was about to hit Lin Shulan, he would stop. Lin Shulan was quick-witted. So, after 3 minutes, Lin Shulan had the upper hand. Zhang Xingyu was getting anxious. His speed was faster than before. Lin Shulan had a hard time dodging. Zhang Xingyu's fist stopped in front of Lin Shulan. Alright, stop fighting. Baya said. Lin Shulan pushed Zhang Xingyu away. Zhang Xingyu patted his body. He was not too happy. Baya walked to Lin Shulan. Who do you think won? According to the moves, I've won more times. That's because I'm too lazy to fight with you. Zhang Xingyu interrupted. Lin Shulan sneered. Do you have the ability to fight with me? Don't tell me that you're letting me win on purpose. I don't believe it. Zhang Xingyu did not look at Lin Shulan. A good man doesn't fight with a woman. Fight me if you can. Lin Shulan retorted. Baya passed the phone to Lin Shulan. Lin Shulan looked at the video. She clicked on it. She did not notice it when she was fighting. She was so focused on knocking him down. But it was clear from the video that Zhang Xingyu let her have more than 10 moves. Every time, he would stop when he was about to hit her. According to his strength, she would not be able to win if he started fighting. In less than a minute, you had already been beaten to the ground by him. She returned the phone to Baya and walked into the room with her head down. What's wrong with her? Zhang Xingyu asked. Baya raised the corner of her mouth slightly. You like her? No. Zhang Xingyu denied it immediately. Oh. Baya replied. From afar, she saw Leng Shuai's car driving over. Leng Shuai is here. Let's go to the study room. She turned around and went to the study room first. She turned on the computer and received the email from Leng Shuai. She took 4 to 5 photos and edited them into the draft she had written earlier. She used 3 minutes to finish writing the final draft and saved it. There was a knock on the door. Come in. Baya said. Leng Shuai, Cheng Qian, Zhang Xingyu, and Lin Shulan walked in. Leng Shuai. I want to meet Gu Lingqing tomorrow. Can you arrange it? Baya went straight to the point. I'll arrange it. But I might not be able to meet him tomorrow. How about the day after tomorrow? I'll ask someone to drive the submarine to the island. Leng Shuai said. The day after tomorrow. Baya nodded. All right. Tell me in detail about the situation at the meeting. Who is on Sheng Dongcheng's side and who is on Shen Yi's side? Let's talk about the Big Five first. Su Zheng forfeited his vote. Lin Shu is on Shen Yi's side. Zhuo Chuanyi is on Sheng Dongcheng's side. Zhuo Chuanyi is the judge. Which departments is he in charge of? Baya said solemnly. He is in charge of the environment, education, health, and medical care. Lin Shu is in charge of national defense. Who is in charge of foreign affairs? Baya asked. She didn't know much about national affairs before, but now she had to force herself to understand it. Shen Yin. He is in charge of foreign affairs and land resources. Which area was Gu Lingqing's father in charge of before? Baya was puzzled. The special forces in the northern and southern regions were all under General Gu's charge. But after General Gu retired, everyone wanted to control this area. The northern and southern regions are now separated. Chief Gu is in charge of the southern region, and Kai Jiangang is in charge of the northern region. He is General Kai's son. We don't know if he listens to Sheng Dongcheng. He didn't attend the meeting this time. Sheng Dongcheng is the Minister of Finance, right? She remembered that Leng Shuai had mentioned it before. Yes, the economic lifeline is in his hands. Then we'll take over his position step by step. Baya's eyes were sharp. Sort out all the projects he has personally participated in. Okay, I'll get someone to do it immediately. It'll be done tomorrow morning. Baya looked at Cheng Qian and asked, did anything special happen to you while you were with those people? They are very careful and won't do it themselves. They all have henchmen. If anything happens, the henchmen will take the blame, Cheng Qian reported. Change your target now. Ignore Lin Shu and Su Zheng for the time being. Focus on Zhuo Chuanyi, as well as the people in charge of the environment, education, and health. Not only do you pay attention to them, but also the people around them, their cronies, and relatives. As long as there is one rat poop, the whole pot can be wiped out. Very well. Chapter 492. Baya looked at Zhang Xingyu. You have something very important to do tomorrow, but you might not be able to make it in time if you are alone. Get a few more people, preferably a computer genius. Your task is to publish the information on every website that has traffic. I have already written the content, then get the Internet Water Army to increase the traffic. It must be on the headlines of every website. If the account is blocked, then send it again using a different virtual IP. If there are blocked words, change the blocked words to pinyin, or add symbols and subtitles between the blocked words. I want to let most people in a country know about it in one day. In addition, I want to publish it on foreign websites too. Remember. You must control the public opinion. I am afraid that I am not up to the task. I am not eloquent. Zhang Xingyu felt guilty. I will be at Student HQ the whole day tomorrow. If there are any problems, I will contact you. Also, I will keep writing the draft. You just need to be responsible for publishing it. Zhang Xingyu was relieved when he heard Bai Ye's words. He trusted her very much. He felt that with her around, many problems would be solved. At 7 in the morning, Bai Ye had breakfast and informed Zhang Rui that she would be at his company at 7:30. Xiao Nian, do you need my help? Song Shiyu asked. Bai Ye shook her head. Mom just needs to protect the company. Sheng Dongcheng might try to do something to the company. You have to ensure that nothing happens to the company. You have to take care of yourself too. Ling Qing. Song Shiyu's eyes were fixed. She wanted to say something but stopped. I know, Mom. Although Song Shiyu kept telling her to take care of herself, she was an old lady. Repeating the same words was just a way for her to express her concern. Bai Ye went out. Leng Shuai specially found a confidant to help her check the car and drive for her. At 7:30, she arrived at Student HQ. The employees of Student HQ came to work at 8 every day. At 7:30, 2 staff members had already arrived. Student High is divided into 4 departments: Sales Department, Technology Department, Operations Department, and Finance Department. Except for the Finance Department, each department has a staff. My assistant is in charge of these staff, and my assistant is also in charge of HR. There are 27 people in total. 10 people in the Sales Department, 4 people in the Technology Department, and 1 person in the Operations Department. There are 4 people in the camp, 4 in the Finance Department, 3 in the Internal Affairs Department, and an auntie in charge of cooking and cleaning. There's also my assistant, Zhang Rui explained. Okay, I got it. You can ask my assistant about the details. He's actually the second in command of the company, and I trust him quite a bit. Oh right, you met the company's lawyer yesterday, Zhang Rui said. Thank you for your help. When I'm done, I will definitely help you buy a company. Bai Ye promised. Let's talk about it later. I might use the money to make other investments. I'll continue to introduce you later, Zhang Rui said. Get someone to prepare 50 red packets for me. I've just arrived. Bai Ye said. With such a generous leader like you, they will definitely work hard. You will definitely do better than me, Zhang Rui praised. Bai Ye smiled. She wanted this Student HQ not to make money, but to guide the public's direction. It would become her most powerful weapon. At 8:00, everyone had arrived. The assistant informed them to go to the meeting room for a meeting. Bai Ye was in the meeting room first. She looked at the people walking in one by one. They were all young people, and none of them were over 35. Let me introduce you all. This is Chief Wu. She will be your new boss. I hope that you all will work hard under her. You will definitely have a better future than me, Zhang Rui said simply. I know that when a company changes its boss during its development, there will be a sense of panic, psychological gap, and helplessness for the employees. First of all, your salary will be increased by 500 yuan on the original basis. After Bai Ye finished speaking, no one did not applaud. Secondly, because I have a lot of things to do, I won't be coming to the company often. So, the current management is still Chief Zhang's assistant. Bai Ye looked at Chief Zhang's assistant. What's your name? My name is Du Xinbua, the assistant said. From today onwards, your salary will be increased by 2,000 yuan per month. From now onwards, your bonus will be calculated every quarter. After deducting all expenses, you will get 30% of the net profit. The other 20%, you can give it to your employees as a bonus. 10% will be used for the company's gathering, and the other 40% will be used for other purposes, Baya said straightforwardly. Zhang Rui started to clap. Chief Bai will bring all of you together. Everyone, work hard. Don't embarrass me. The applause was very enthusiastic. The technical department and operations department will stay behind for a few more minutes. Du Xinbua, you stay behind too, Baya said. The rest of them left. Zhang Rui looked at it and said, Chief Bai, I'll be leaving first. Call me if there's anything. Thank you, Chief Zhang. Zhang Rui also left. Du Xinbua closed the door. You all know the situation of this company better than me. I need the operations department to promote our company and increase our traffic. I also need the technical department to maintain the company and make sure there are no problems. Also, I need to develop a new website. I need to recruit reporters, editors, and settle the relevant procedures. I need to settle the relevant procedures and get 40%. The technical department, operations department, reporters. Lastly, I will invest 4 million every year. Other than making up for the losses, the rest will be your bonus. I just hope that you all do well and don't disappoint me. The rest of you can leave. Du Xinbua, come to my office. I have something for you to do, Baya said straightforwardly. All right. Du Xinbua followed Baya into the office. Baya switched on his computer and logged into QQ. He called Zhang Xingyu. Send out the content. After that, send me the address. Baya hung up and looked at Du Xinbua. I'll send you the address later. What I want you to do is to get the Internet Water Army to denounce Shengdongcheng. About that, this will be a huge expense. Du Xinbua reminded. This is my personal matter. I'll pay for it. It won't be deducted from your revenue. Don't worry. Just tell the employees to get the finance department to give me the bill. If you do this, you will definitely lose money. You're using all the profits as a bonus and you're using your own money to do things. You'll definitely lose money in the early stages. Du Xinbua didn't understand. Baya smiled. I don't lack money. I want my website to become the most authoritative within 3 years. I want it to become something that those despicable people are afraid of. You just have to do as I say, understand? Chapter 493. 13 p.m. Every post that was posted on the website became a hot topic. The Internet Water Army was very helpful. Every post had tens of millions of shares and hundreds of millions of views. Shengdongcheng also paid attention to this. He used his power to forcefully block more than 10 posts. But it didn't matter. He blocked it and she posted it again. The Internet Water Army went to increase the number of posts again. Very soon, the post became a hot topic. Shengdongcheng asked the website to design the words that were blocked. Baya's lips curled. She had been waiting for this opportunity. She immediately posted a second post. The content was as follows: I would like to ask if someone is feeling guilty and blocked all the posts that I posted. When I post again, I even changed the words Sheng, Dong, and Cheng into the blocked words. May I ask if you are feeling guilty? Once she posted it, the Internet Water Army immediately went to support the post. There were even people who supported the post on their own accord. 16 p.m. A group of police officers appeared at Student Hu's office. Who is the person in charge? The police officer asked coldly. Baya walked out of the room and made a call. Sorry to trouble you. Just follow the legal procedures. She hung up and walked to the police officer. I am the person in charge here. What's the matter? Someone reported that you posted false information online. Please come with us, the police officer said expressionlessly. Okay, I have nothing to do with you. But I am going to sue the person who reported me for slander. Please arrest him within 24 hours. If you don't arrest him within 24 hours, I will sue you for incompetence. Also, private messages. Why did you arrest him the moment someone reported me? Do you have any evidence? Did you verify it? Or did you take advantage of someone to slander us? Baya said sternly. Why didn't you verify it? Did you write the content that was posted on the various websites today? The police officer questioned. Baya smiled and said confidently, I wrote it. Everything I wrote was the truth. Every single fact that I said was supported by many politicians. Do you want me to give you Su Zheng's number? You can ask him if I posted any false information. The police officer looked at the person beside him. The person beside him didn't dare to step forward and took a step back. The leader of the police officers lost his confidence. I'm sorry, let me make a call. Baya waited calmly. The leader of the police officers finished the call and walked over. He said politely to Baya, I'm very sorry, we didn't investigate this matter properly. Arrest the person who reported me. I'm not joking with you. I want to sue him for slander, Baya said clearly. We will do our best. The leader turned. Yes, we will. The leader of the police officers turned around. The people above told me to go back. I don't know what exactly happened. What's wrong with the higher-ups? One moment they're letting us go back, the next moment they're not letting us go back, the police officer complained. Didn't you notice? This time, Su Zheng and Sheng Dongcheng are both political figures. We can't afford to offend either of them. Let's just wait and see. Su Zheng and Yun of everyone, Su, Zhou, Su Zheng and brothers, of Lu of Chen Chen. Presidential Palace. Sheng Dongcheng smashed the vase and pointed at Shen Yi's nose. You're obviously targeting me now, aren't you? Shen Yi pushed Sheng Dongcheng's hand away and looked at him calmly. I'm not targeting you. Then what do you mean by this? You didn't arrest Gu Lingqing's wife, but you still condone her. Now that the people are denouncing me, it's like they're trying to force me to my death. Why aren't you suppressing them? Sheng Dongcheng said angrily. Do you think it's useful to suppress them now? The more you suppress them, the more it shows that you are up to no good. No one will trust you anymore, Shen Yi said solemnly. What do we do now? That woman is forcing me to abdicate. Sheng Dongcheng gritted his teeth in anger. It's not that serious. What do you mean it's not that serious? If you didn't agree to the search, they wouldn't have found an Ing. If they didn't find an Ing, they wouldn't have caused so much trouble. Sheng Dongcheng, I'm not a traitor, and I'm not treating this country as a game. You should have been sentenced to death for assassinating Gu Lingqing. You should have handed the assassin over to the State Council immediately after you caught him, but you abused your power. I can protect you once, but I can't protect you forever, Shen Yi said sternly. So, you're going to kill me? Don't tell me that you didn't kill Gu Lingqing. Sheng Dongcheng pointed at Shen Yi's chest. What do you mean by that? Shen Yi narrowed her eyes. Yes, I blew up the plane, and I've arranged people around Gu Lingqing. But the assassin who assassinated Gu Lingqing wasn't me, it was you. If I step down, I promise you that you'll never be able to make a comeback, Sheng Dongcheng said viciously. You're not the one who killed Gu Lingqing? Shen Yi was surprised. I was going to kill him, but he had too many enemies. The one who killed him wasn't my man, not you? Sheng Dongcheng narrowed his eyes and looked at Shen Yi. If I wanted to kill him, he would have been dead long ago. I wouldn't have waited until now. Shen Yi looked at Sheng Dongcheng. Sheng Dongcheng also felt that something was wrong. Someone wants to kill Gu Lingqing and frame me. If it's not you, who do you think it is? Restrain yourself. You've been too arrogant for the past 2 years. You know how many people don't like you. Also, don't do anything that you'll regret, especially when it comes to framing loyal people. I want a united and powerful country, not an internal war, Shen Yiyan warned. That girl wants to pull me down from my position. What do you think I should do? Sheng Dongqing asked. You'd better pray that An Ying's man is fine. He was executed because he tried to assassinate you. So, you executed him without going through legal procedures. It's equivalent to murder. Apologize and ask for the public's forgiveness. Tell Baya that you didn't kill him. Also, try to restrain yourself these few years and do good deeds in a low-key manner to clear your name. Otherwise, I don't know how long you can keep your position, Shen Yiyan said in a deep voice. If you can't protect me, don't even think about keeping your position. You know very well how you got your position. I might not be able to bring you to hell. After all, you're still young and don't know a lot of things. But I have something on you, and I can easily bring your father to hell. Sheng Dongqing said angrily. He turned around and walked out of Shen Yiyan's office. Chapter 494. After Sheng Dongqing left, he picked up his phone and called Baya. I'll tell you two things. First, Sheng Dongqing said that the person who killed Gu Lingqing wasn't him. You have to investigate this matter again. I don't think he has any reason to lie to me. Second, he will probably let An Ying go and apologize to the public. After all, An Ying's people were the ones who tried to assassinate An Ying. If you continue to pursue this matter, An Ying's people won't be able to keep their lives. Baya looked at the front deeply. Wasn't it Sheng Dongqing who assassinated Gu Lingqing? In other words, Sheng Dongqing's two people were still lurking in the military base. She had to try her best to find them. Besides, she also understood that in order to protect Xiaoning, she couldn't pursue this matter any further. Even if she pursued it further, she wouldn't punish Sheng Dongqing. However, it didn't mean that she would let Sheng Dongqing go. Perhaps it wasn't Sheng Dongqing's people who assassinated Gu Lingqing in the military base, but it was 100% Sheng Dongqing who made the plane. I understand. I won't do anything for the time being. Let him handle the rest of the public opinion. I'm going to take Gu Lingqing's ashes to the island tomorrow. That place is a pure land for me and him, Baya said coldly. When are you coming back? Shen Yiyan asked. Not necessarily. I want to stay on the island for a while. When I come back, I'll contact you and ask for your help, Baya said softly. She sounded a little tired. Don't tire yourself out. After all, you're pregnant. I know what I'm doing. I haven't had lunch yet. I want to go back and have a good rest. Okay. Shen Yiyan hung up the phone. Baya pressed the intercom. Du Xinbo, come to my office. Du Xinbo immediately appeared in Baya's office. After what happened today, he roughly knew that his new boss was a very powerful person. She could even look down on Sheng Dongqing. How powerful must she be? When Baya saw Du Xinbo coming in, he instructed, students, carry on with your work. Furthermore, I need to set up an internet. Go and handle the procedures before hiring editors and reporters. This website needed a few sections. First, it would be dedicated to exposing the dark side and certain officials. Second, it would be about people's livelihood and health. Thirdly, the establishment of various charity funds. Fourthly, the problems that the public has responded to. Fifthly, the number that provides clues. If it is verified to be true, each person can get 500 yuan for the information. If such a website is established, it might be very difficult to make a profit, Du Xinbo said worriedly. How about this? I think I understand what you're worried about. You can split the website and the students into two parts. The 4 million I earn every year will be used to subsidize the website. I don't need to make a profit. Do you understand? Du Xinbo nodded. I understand. If you do well, my year-end bonus will be given to you. Don't worry, added Baya. I will do my best. Good luck. Call me if there's anything. Baya wrote his phone number to Du Xinbua. Okay, CEO bye. Baya kept his pen. I need 2 months to settle the website. Okay, CEO bye. Baya carried her bag and stood up. She walked out of the office first. The people sent by Leng Shuo had been waiting in the car. When they saw Baya, they immediately got off the car and opened the door. Check the car, said Baya. Leng Shuo's people checked the car. After confirming that there were no problems, Baya got into the car. She leaned against the chair and closed her eyes. She didn't say a word and fell asleep in a daze. When the car stopped at the entrance of the manor, she opened her eyes. Maybe it was because she didn't have enough sleep. Her head was still hurting, so she continued to close her eyes and doze off. When she returned to the villa, Leng Shuo, Cheng Qian, Zhang Xingyu, and Lin Shulan were all there. They saluted her. At first, she didn't think much of it. But when they saluted her, she felt a strange feeling in her heart. Thank you, madam, for everything you've done for an Ing, said Leng Shuo. You don't have to do this. Baya walked in and went straight to Leng Shuo. Come to the study. I have something to tell you. Okay. Xiao Nian, do you want to eat first? Asked Song Shiyu worriedly. Mom, I don't have much of an appetite. You can ask the others to eat first, said Baya apologetically. She really didn't have any appetite. She even felt a little nauseous. She had something to do today and had been holding it in. She didn't even eat lunch. Then I'll make you some porridge. You should at least eat some. Even if the adults don't eat, Xiao Baobao still has to eat. Song Shiyu looked at Baya's stomach. Baya nodded. Sorry to trouble you, Mom. It's nothing. It's my duty. Baya walked into the study. Leng Shuo followed her in and closed the door. There are a few things. First, my ship is still at the island. I can only go there by helicopter tomorrow. I told Sheniyan today that it'll be easier for you to go through the procedures tomorrow. I want to stay there and accompany Gu Lingqing for a while. Can you arrange it for me? Leng Shuo nodded. Sure. Second, put the jewelry on hold for now. The Gu Corporation has plenty of money. We don't have to touch it for now. Okay, I'll listen to Madam. Third, the person who assassinated Gu Lingqing might not be Sheng Dongqing's man. Sheng Dongqing still has someone by Gu Lingqing's side. You must be very, very careful. Sheng Dongqing suffered a heavy blow this time. He will be more restrained. You must always be vigilant. Check all the background information of the orderly and the chief of staff. I want to find the real culprit. Oh right, send me all the projects that Sheng Dongqing has been involved in. I'll take a look. Okay, no problem. Leng Shuo agreed readily. We'll talk about the rest when I come back. I'll enter the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and then the Cabinet. We'll communicate then, Baya said in a low voice. Okay. Baya looked at him. What else do you want to say to me? Leng Shuo wanted to say something but stopped. In the end, he shook his head. Okay, go back early after dinner. You still have a lot to do. Thank you for your hard work. Not at all, Leng Shuo replied. I'll kick Gu Lingqing. Thank you, Baya said sincerely. Leng Shuo lowered his head and said nothing more. He turned around and walked out of the study. She didn't know why, but she had a bad feeling when she saw his reaction. Fortunately, she would be able to see Gu Lingqing tomorrow. When she saw him, her wandering heart would have a harbor to rest. When Baya went out, Song Shiyu came over with a bowl of chicken congee. Eat some. Rest well after eating. You don't look so good. Okay, Thank you, Mom. Please take care of them. I'm a little tired. I'll go back to my room first, Baya said tiredly. Song Shiyu nodded and went into Baya's room first. She put the chicken congee on the coffee table. Baya's phone rang. She saw that it was Su Jiran's call and picked it up. Chapter 495. Okay, go ahead. The person who tried to assassinate Gu Lingqing shouldn't be Xing Dongqing's man. I heard Xing Dongqing contacting the people in the military today, asking them to find out who tried to assassinate Gu Lingqing. He was furious and said that he was framed. He must find the person who framed him and cut off his head to kick it like a ball. I don't think he's acting, Su Jiran reminded her. I already know about it. I'm also asking people to investigate. If it weren't for my friend's reminder, I might have been fooled. The person behind this is even more scheming than Xing Dongqing. By the way, thank you. If it weren't for your address, we wouldn't have been able to rescue Xiao Ning, Baya said in a businesslike manner. Hearing her tone, Su Jiran felt as if a clear spring had poured into his heart. It could drive away the filth and make him feel refreshed. He remembered that in the past, Baya had always been harsh with him. Now, he was satisfied with this change. I killed you once, so I'm living for you now, Su Jiran confessed. Baya was silent for 10 seconds. Su Jiran didn't hang up either. What are you going to do with Aling? Baya asked. After all, Aling was her distant relative. I've already broken up with her, but she's been very close to my mother recently. She's still a kid, Su Jiran said in a deep voice. Su Jiran, I'm very grateful for everything you've done for me, but I don't love you anymore. It's impossible for us to be together. If you find a girlfriend, you should be able to find someone who loves you and who you love, Baya suggested. I'm tired of playing the game of love. What I want is a soul mate. I don't want to live a messy life like before. If I can't find one, I won't look for one. Didn't you already have sex with her? Baya was a little angry. When I first saw her face, I was so excited that I thought she was you. But she's not you, not my type. I will cut all ties with her and won't waste her time and feelings. Don't worry, Su Jiran promised. You've been fooling around for so many years. Can't you find a girl to fall in love with? There are many women in this world who are understanding and love you. For example, Zhou Hailan. She truly loves you. Let's not talk about this topic. Just like how I told you not to love Gu Lingqing, how could you not love her? Gu Lingqing's personality is so boring, he doesn't like to talk, and he's always been cool. What's so good about him? He doesn't know how to make girls happy, right? Su Jiran asked back. Baya smiled. Love, this kind of thing is really strange. What others think is unworthy, may be loved very much. Others felt that they were a good match, but the person in question did not respond. Everyone has a different sense of beauty. Some people like thin ones, some like fat ones, some like handsome ones, and some like ugly ones. As long as you love openly and live confidently, you don't have to care about other people's opinions and opinions. After all, you have read the story of the grandfather and grandson and the donkey when you were young. If you care too much about other people's opinions, you will lose yourself. Alright, it's your life. Live it well. I'll hang up first. I'm very tired today. Good night. Good night, Su Jiran said. Baya was about to hang up when Su Jiran shouted anxiously, wait. Huh. There's one more thing. You stayed at Su Zheng's house for a long time yesterday, right? Su Jiran asked. He knew that he just wanted to listen to her voice more. Yes. What did Xing Dongqing say? Baya asked and sat down on the sofa. Xing Dongqing suspects that Su Zheng is in cahoots with you. He's angry that Su Jing didn't vote for him. But I know that with Su Zheng's temper, it's difficult for him to be with you. You purposely stayed at Su Zheng's house for more than 5 hours to make Xing Dongqing misunderstand, right? Su Jiran guessed. She was glad that Su Jiran helped her. Otherwise, with Su Jiran's intelligence, Xing Dongqing wouldn't be fooled. You helped me so much. Did Xing Dongqing suspect you? Bai Ye was worried. Su Jiran chuckled. It felt good to be cared for by Bai Ye. It was as if he had the whole world. Xing Dongqing didn't trust me 2 years ago. He's always suspicious. He didn't tell me where Ning was imprisoned. I found it myself. How could he suspect me? Su Jiran said confidently. That's good. Bai Ye glanced at the porridge. I really have to hang up. Otherwise, the porridge will get cold. I'll treat you to a meal to thank you after we get rid of Xing Dongqing. Okay, then, good night. Sweet dreams. Good night. Bai Ye hung up the phone. She finished the porridge and cleaned herself up. Then, she climbed onto the bed and fell asleep. She had a dream. She dreamed of Gu Lingqing and Xiao Yan. The family of 3 was playing in the yard. She saw a snake and chased it away. The next moment, she saw Xiao Yan with his tongue in his mouth. He was bitten by the snake. She was worried that the snake was poisonous. The snake was black. Gu Lingqing said that the snake was not poisonous. She was worried, so she caught the snake and cut it into 2. The snake was still alive and wanted to escape. She smashed the snake's head. Only after she was sure that the snake was dead did she feel relieved. It started to rain heavily. The scene in her mind returned to the orphanage where she stayed when she was young. There was a well in the yard of the orphanage. She remembered that the water in the well was very sweet. At that time, the conditions of the orphanage were very poor. There was no fridge. The mother of the orphanage bought a big watermelon and put it in a bucket. The bucket was placed on top of the well. When they ate the watermelon at night, the watermelon was cold and very sweet. The children in the orphanage would enjoy the cool breeze on the rooftop. The mother of the orphanage knew how to build a lot of beds. She even made a mosquito net for the children to play in the tent. Telling stories, guessing riddles, singing, counting stars, that kind of feeling was warm and happy. There was no burden or pressure. Although they didn't have parents, they were happy and not lonely. Bai Ye opened her eyes and saw a dark shadow rummaging through something in her room. She closed her eyes quietly. If the other party wanted to kill her, he would have done it long ago. He wouldn't have waited until now. But, who was he? Why was he rummaging through things in her house? She had a lot of bodyguards here. Ning was also observing in the dark. There was also Heaven's Eye. How did he come in? Why wasn't he discovered? In addition, what was he looking for? Suddenly, she felt the other party's breath approaching her. His breath was on her face. He was observing her at a close distance. She tried to calm herself down. Her eyelashes didn't tremble. She pretended to be asleep and breathed evenly. The moment she opened her eyes, she would definitely die. That person had been observing her for more than 5 minutes. Bai Ye felt her lips soften. Chapter 496. That person? She felt very familiar. It was not Alan, not Su Jiran. It seemed that it was not Gu Lingqing either. Gu Lingqing didn't need to search or hide anything from her. Who was it? Bai Ye opened her eyes. There was no one in the room. She turned on the light and looked around. There was no trace of the room being searched. Was it a dream? That dream was way too realistic. She called Zhang Xingyu. Hello, boss. Zhang Xingyu said in a daze. I am not your boss. I am Baya. Can you ask the Sky Eye if they have recorded anyone breaking into the manor? Baya asked. What? Someone broke into the manor? Zhang Xingyu woke up. Ask them. Baya said. Okay, I will ask them now. Zhang Xingyu hung up. Baya held the phone and waited for the news. If they didn't capture anyone, was that person in the manor? It couldn't be Sheng Dongqing's people. If it was Sheng Dongqing's people, they should know that the person on the plane was a dummy. Could it be the group of people who tried to assassinate Gu Lingqing in the military? Then why did that person kiss her? The more Baya thought about it, the more numb her scalp became. She got up from the bed, went into the bathroom, and brushed her teeth. Her phone rang. She went out to answer it. Well, madam, there is no video of anyone entering the manor. There is a 360-degree surveillance camera. Zhang Xingyu reported. There are only me, my mom, Wang Ma, and Lin Shulan in the villa. Did the Sky Eye capture anyone else entering the villa? Baya asked. I asked just now, no. What's wrong, madam? Zhang Xingyu asked worriedly. Baya frowned, turned around, and looked at the tidy room. Could it be that she was so tired that she was hallucinating? Got it. Thanks for your hard work. Baya hung up and looked at her phone. It was only 3 in the morning. She turned on the TV and watched it casually, but her head was dizzy and she couldn't watch it anymore. She got up, put on her clothes, and went to the library to read. She flipped through the books casually, but she couldn't read any of them. She was annoyed by that kiss. Finally, at 6 o'clock, Wang Ma got up to make breakfast. She called cold marketing. Madam. Leng Chuan's voice sounded like he had been awake for a long time. Let's go to the island as soon as possible. I want to see Gu Lingqing as soon as possible, Baya said in a deep voice. Madam, the chief disappeared in the wee hours of yesterday, Leng Ying said in a low voice. What? Gone? Where did he go? Baya was surprised and asked anxiously. His heart was stretched taut. I don't know, but he's awake. If he wants to leave, no one will dare to stop him. He's awake? What do you mean? Baya frowned. The chief was in a coma before. Yesterday, he walked out of the base, but he didn't tell anyone where he went. I'm also very worried now. I'm looking for him with the third eye, but I haven't found him yet, Leng Chuan said worriedly. Baya was stunned for a while, sorting out the information in her mind. In other words, Gu Lingqing had been in a coma before. He woke up in the wee hours of yesterday and left the base. Was it Gu Lingqing who was in her room yesterday? If so. Since the third eye didn't capture him, did it mean that there was a secret passage in this room? She remembered that she had suggested to Gu Lingqing to prepare a secret passage. Firstly, the third eye couldn't capture it. Secondly, she could go wherever she wanted and there would be no traffic jam. However, if it was Gu Lingqing who was in the room yesterday, why didn't he look for her directly? Moreover, the feeling of the person yesterday was familiar to her, but it was not Gu Lingqing's. I see. Look carefully and don't make a sound. Gu Lingqing never does things recklessly. He must have his reasons, Baya said in a low voice. Are you still going to the island today? Leng Chuan asked. I've already told Shen Yin. Since Gu Lingqing has left the base, he should come to me. I don't have to go to him. I'll follow the procedure. I'll go to the island today, stay there for a day tomorrow, and come back the day after tomorrow, Baya said. Okay. I'll send a plane to pick you up after I'm done here, Leng Chuan said and hung up. Baya went back to her room and opened all the cabinets. What on earth was that person looking for? If he didn't find it, he would probably come again. She called Zhang Xingyu. Zhang Xingyu, I need you to do something for me. Remember, don't tell anyone. Okay. What is it? I won't tell anyone, Zhang Xingyu said with certainty. Help me install pinhole cameras in my house and link them to my computer. Also, share a copy to my phone, Baya ordered. Huh. Remember, don't let anyone find out, and don't tell anyone, even if it's cold, Baya reminded. Okay. I understand. Well, will the anti-surveillance cameras call the police? Baya thought of this problem. Don't worry. I'm the one who installed the anti-surveillance cameras. Only I know the password. I can set it to be a security camera. Then, there won't be a problem. Okay, please. Baya lay back on the bed and let her imagination run wild. She fell asleep again in a daze. She was woken up by her phone. Seeing that it was a cold call, she sat up and answered. Ma'am, the plane will arrive in half an hour. The ashes are here. Okay, Baya answered. She got up, washed up again, and went out. Zhang Xingyu was already there. He said to Baya, Ma'am, didn't you say that there was something wrong with your phone? Let me take a look at it. Oh, you know how to look at your phone? Lin Shulan said sarcastically. Zhang Xingyu winked at Lin Shulan. I know a lot. Lin Shulan seemed to have thought of something. She blushed and pushed Zhang Xingyu. Come to my study, Baya said. Ma'am, is it time for breakfast? Wang Ma asked respectfully. Baya nodded. I'll come in 5 minutes. Thank you, Wang Ma. Wang Ma smiled. It's no trouble. It's my pleasure. She walked into the study and passed the phone to Zhang Xingyu. Zhang Xingyu installed the software and said, everything is installed, including Ma'am's room. You were sleeping, so I didn't wake you up. The bathroom is not installed. Hee hee. Baya looked at the phone screen. You're quite efficient. No wonder Gu Lingqing likes to keep you by his side. Ma'am, please set the password. This password is connected to the computer. The phone needs to be connected to the internet first. But because it's connected to the computer, you can watch the previous recordings. Zhang Xingyu passed the phone to Baya. Baya set the password and passed the phone to Zhang Xingyu. I installed it in every room here, including the library. When you open it, the screen will look like this. Zhang Xingyu passed the phone to Baya. Baya looked at the phone screen. There were a total of 9 bars. Chapter 497. If you want to see a room in detail, just click on the room, for example. Zhang Xingyu pointed at the study. Then, in the upper right corner of the screen, you can view the ones that are within an hour, within a day, or within 3 days. The advantage of this option is that it will pick out the most moving images. A moving image? What do you mean? Baya didn't understand. For example, if there is no one in a room, will it be a static image? If there are people or animals in the room, there will be a dynamic image. This can be picked out, Zhang Xingyu explained. Oh, that's pretty good. I have another question. When I'm not at home, can anyone turn on the computer and watch the entire recording? Baya asked worriedly. First of all, the computer needs a password. Secondly, this software also needs a password. Let's put it this way. Your phone is equivalent to an encrypted dog. Even if you want to view the video on the computer, you need to scan it with your phone. Baya understood. That's good. Madam, Zhang Xingyu said hesitantly, is it because you think that the guards outside aren't good enough? Is that why you installed this? No. Baya did not want them to worry. If one day, someone breaks in and assassinates me, I have evidence. But don't tell anyone about this. I know. You've told me many times. I definitely won't tell anyone. Zhang Xingyu said with certainty. This time, Baya went out for breakfast. After breakfast, she heard the sound of a plane approaching. She went back to her room to prepare some clothes, put on a thick coat, and went out. Leng Shuang was already there, and he even brought a Taoist priest with him. Baya boarded the helicopter. The ashes were fake, and the urn was in the box. After Baya boarded the plane, Zhang Xingyu and Lin Shulan boarded it. It was very noisy on the plane. Baya did not speak. He curled up in the corner and thought about what he had seen in the middle of the night. He also thought about how Gu Lingqing had left the base. His brows furrowed more and more tightly. The feeling of not knowing anything was the worst. It was irritating and irritating. After flying for more than an hour, Baya saw their room on the island. A house was just a house. It had no temperature to begin with. It was only because of certain people that it felt especially warm. Now that Gu Lingqing was not here, everything she saw was cold. After alighting from the plane, the Taoist priest performed the ritual first and then reburied the body. Lin Shulan brought the ingredients and was cooking in the kitchen. Baya lay on the bed and looked at her phone. She looked at the status of each room. When she reached the library, she really saw a person flipping through something. His heart tightened. He sat up and stared at the person on the screen. That person rummaged through the books in an orderly manner. He placed the items where he took them and did not mess up the slightest bit. He is still in the library. Should she let the shadows lurking around catch him? Because the camera was mounted on the door frame, she couldn't see the person's face clearly. She could only see the top of his head. She watched patiently. After an hour, the man looked at the door. Baya immediately blocked the screen. Lingqing. It's really Gu Lingqing. Although she was a little confused, but, that facial features, that outline, it couldn't be wrong. What was he rummaging through at home? Baya got up from the bed and walked around the room. She was in high spirits. It was confirmed that Gu Lingqing was fine. He was still alive. She stopped and grinned. She looked at the phone and confirmed again. It was Gu Lingqing. However, Gu Lingqing didn't tell her. Was he worried about revealing his whereabouts? What was he looking for? Baya gradually calmed down. She sat back on the bed and clicked on the video again. Gu Lingqing was not there. Unexpectedly, it was Nurse Wang who entered the library. She was also rummaging through something. Baya furrowed her brows. Ever since the incident with Xiao Xian, she had not liked Nurse Wang very much. She went to the library to rummage through something. Now there was only Nurse Wang at home. She was really unscrupulous. Zhang Xingyu. Baya shouted. Zhang Xingyu didn't respond. Baya guessed that he didn't hear her. She opened the door and shouted downstairs, Zhang Xingyu. Here. Zhang Xingyu's voice was heard. I'm coming. He ran up the stairs, and soon he was in front of her. Baya turned on the surveillance and showed it to Zhang Xingyu. F***CK, what is she looking for? There's something wrong with this person. Zhang Xingyu had a bad feeling and looked at Baya. Baya nodded. I'll send him away today. I don't want anyone else to know about the surveillance. When you go back today, pay attention to her and catch her in the act. She can't stay in the villa anymore. Got it. Zhang Xingyu glanced at the screen and said angrily. Baya called Nurse Wang. Nurse Wang picked up. Young madam, what can I do for you? Help me do something. I'll send you an address later. Help me get a document. Remember, don't open it and don't give it to anyone. You must leave it on my bedside table. Baya ordered. All right. I'll do it now. I'll send the address to your phone later. Baya hung up and called Alan. Alan, help me do something. I'll give my old servant the address of your factory later. Give her a document. the document can be blank. How do we know if she has opened it? That's easy. Just put a barcode on the seal. Once it's opened, we'll know immediately. What's the covert method I want? Baya asked. You want to test if she will peek? Alan asked. Yes. I think there's something wrong with this person. I've already told her not to open it. I want to know if she will open it or not. That's easy. As long as the paper is processed, it will oxidize when it comes into contact with air. Then we'll know if she has opened it or not. That's a good idea. Please do it for me. Sure. Are you at home now? Alan asked. No. I'm on the island. I have some things to deal with. What's wrong? I'm already preparing for the thing you want me to do. Also, Su Jiran drove a Ling out. It's the first time that a Ling has been rejected by a man. Her pride can't take it anymore. She's throwing a tantrum at home now. I don't know where she found out about it. She's very similar to you. She's your substitute. Alan said worriedly. Does she know that she's similar to Baya or Wunyan? Does she know that Baya is Wunyan? Baya asked. She knows. As for how she knows, I don't know. She's very fierce and curses at you. A Ling is still a child. If she comes to you, please forgive her. Her mood comes and goes quickly, Alan reminded. Chapter 498. Zhang Xingyu watched as Baya hung up the phone. He asked, It's almost time for dinner. Do you want to go downstairs? Chief Leng and I will go back tonight. But it's too dangerous for you and Lin Shulan to stay here. Chief Leng left a team of soldiers here. Thank you. There are wolves, tigers, and leopards in the forest. Let them guard the house. The roof is a good place to guard. Did you bring tents and blankets? Although it's hotter here than on land, it's still cold at night. Baya reminded him. Well, we soldiers are not afraid of hardships or the cold. The cold can train our willpower. Zhang Xingyu said tactfully. When the enemy comes, they'll be frozen stiff. Even if their willpower is tempered, we'll still be dead. There are 2 empty rooms here. Leave 4 people to guard the roof. The rest of you can rest in the rooms. I'll help them make beds on the floor. We can only make do with the blankets. Zhang Xingyu nodded his head and praised, If you stayed in the ancient times, you would definitely be a great general. Those who win the hearts of the people will win the world. Baya's lips twitched. She was a little sad. What does the world mean to me? My dream is just him. Zhang Xingyu knew that Baya was talking about Gu Lingqing. He looked at her worriedly. Don't be sad. A good person will be rewarded. A person like Chief Leng will definitely go to heaven. Let's go down and eat first. Call the soldiers. Leave 4 of them in shifts. Remember to move the 4 of them aside. Don't miss out on their share. Yes. Zhang Xingyu saluted. Baya smiled. These people were really cute. No wonder Gu Lingqing wanted to stay and protect them. Her nose was a little dry. She didn't want Zhang Xingyu to see that she was in a bad mood. She turned and walked out of the door. Lin Shulan was still busy in the kitchen. She cooked a pot of rice. There was another pot for cooking. She had already cooked a big pot of cabbage stew, braised pork in soy sauce, braised fish in soy sauce, and green vegetables with mushrooms. The pot was now cooking radish and sparerib soup. The bowl was very large, with a diameter of 50 centimeters. Sorry to keep you busy. Let me light the fire, Baya said embarrassedly. There's no rush. Zhang Xingyu was helping to light the fire earlier. This is the last dish. We'll be able to eat it soon, said Lin Shulan with a smile. You're pretty smart. Your martial arts are good, you're pretty, and you know how to cook. Whoever marries you will definitely be very happy. Baya praised. Lin Shulan blushed as he looked at Zhang Xingyu. I think whoever marries her will be unlucky. She's so fierce, beating up her husband every day. She must be living a miserable life. Zhang Xingyu disagreed. Lin Shulan rolled his eyes at him. You should take care of yourself. You can't even find a girlfriend and you still want to laugh at other men getting beaten up by their wives. What a joke. I'll be beaten up every day. I'll just be single for the rest of my life. Zhang Xingyu retorted. You. Lin Shulan pursed his lips and thought for a while. Then, he said angrily, You're not allowed to eat the food I cook. Zhang Xingyu, hee, I'm just joking. In my eyes, you're the prettiest and have a good figure. You can also protect your family and increase the military strength of your family. Whoever marries you is really lucky. Zhang Xingyu corrected himself. Are you serious? Lin Shulan looked at him. You're more real than Huang Jinjin. You cook. I'll go get them for dinner. Zhang Xingyu slipped out of the kitchen. Lin Shulan was so angry that he stuffed a stick of firewood into the stove. Baya poured a glass of water and looked at Lin Shulan. You like Zhang Xingyu? Who likes him? He's so heartless and he doesn't look like much. Lin Shulan said in annoyance. Zhang Xingyu is smart and meticulous. He's smart and good at martial arts. He's still young and he looks good. In another 2 years, he'll definitely achieve great things. Moreover, he's a person that gives people a sense of security. If you become his wife, you'll be very happy. Baya said seriously. Lin Shulan pursed his lips and lowered his eyes. If you like him, just tell him. I seem to have heard him say that he hasn't had a girlfriend yet. So, he'll be a little slow when it comes to relationships. Moreover, there's been too many things happening recently. He naturally won't think about those things. Baya suggested. Then, we'll talk about it later. Lin Shulan lowered his head. The light from the fire dyed her face red. Youthful and ignorant. That feeling was quite good. Let me arrange the dishes. They should be here soon. Baya said and drank the water in the blanket. Let me do it. Madam, just watch the fire for me. Once I'm done arranging the dishes, I'll bring them out. Lin Shulan said. Oh, right. Zhang Xingyu said that Leng Shuo left a team of people here. How many people are there in a team? Baya asked casually. 100. Baya, you said that Leng Shuo left 100 people here? Baya was surprised. She thought that there were only 20 of them. Commander Leng is very concerned about Madam. In fact, Commander Leng follows Madam's lead. So do we. So, Madam, you must take care of yourself. If there are 100 people, your food won't be enough. Baya said worriedly. I still have a lot of ingredients on my boat. I'll get Zhang Xingyu to bring them over with me later. They'll eat in 3 shifts. I'll cook when they're eating. If there's not enough food, I'll make up for it, Lin Shulan explained. I have a lot of wild boar meat on my boat. There's also the cured meat that I made. I'll bring them over. You can add more food for them. They'll stay here for another day tomorrow. Baya said and stood up. Then, thanks to Madam, we can eat wild boar. Lin Shulan did not refuse anymore. Baya went out and called Zhang Xingyu. Together, they went to the boat to get the frozen meat. There are a lot of crabs on this island. This is the best time to eat them. Tomorrow morning, you can send a few soldiers to the beach to catch crabs. They'll be able to catch a bucket in no time. We'll eat crabs for lunch. Although the seawater here is not polluted, we still have to cook the crabs before eating. Baya said to Zhang Xingyu on the way back. Yes, now that I'm here, I finally understand why the chief would rather spend time with you here than return to the military. This place is like heaven. I'll look for you when I find a girlfriend in the future. Is that okay? Zhang Xingyu asked honestly. Baya smiled. It's a pleasure to have friends visiting from afar. If you like it, you can stay here for a month or two. Let me tell you, there are many surprises in the forest. Nature's gifts are the best gifts. Chapter 499. You're right. I want to live here for the rest of my life. It's great to be your neighbor. Zhang Xingyu sighed. I'll be more at ease if you go hunting with Gu Lingqing. Your wife and I will cook, do the laundry, do the housework, and take care of the kids. We'll wait for you guys to come back. After dinner, we can take a walk on the beach. At night, we can watch the stars or play online games. Baya said happily. Zhang Xingyu looked at the smile on Baya's face in a daze. The chief was dead and wouldn't be coming back. Such a beautiful thing could only be left in his memory. However, he didn't want to break this beautiful moment. We can also play cards and mahjong together. The chief is very good at playing cards. He used to be invincible in the military. Zhang Xingyu followed up on Baya's topic. Does Gu Lingqing know how to play cards? He rarely plays with me. Baya didn't know about this. This is for men to play with men. Besides, it'll only be fun if there are 4 to 5 people. Zhang Xingyu walked to the door and pushed it open. Baya saw that there were already 35 soldiers eating. It was orderly and there was no sound at all. Zhang Xingyu took the ingredients from the fridge and handed them to Lin Shulan. Madam, you should eat first. I've prepared something else for you. Lin Shulan said. No, I'm not hungry. I'll eat with you guys. Baya rejected and looked at Zhang Xingyu. Bring 2 people and me to the ship. Bring the blankets and mattresses down. Okay. Zhang Xingyu agreed readily. After a while, Baya brought all the blankets and mattresses on the ship. She covered the floor with wooden planks. There was a layer of licorice on top of the planks. There was a mattress on top of the licorice and a blanket. There were too many people here and they didn't bring any mattresses or blankets. They had to be particular about what they used. She did the same in another room. I'm sorry, I can only prepare these 2 rooms for you. I don't have enough blankets and mattresses, Baya said to Zhang Xingyu. That's enough. The conditions here are very good. We can eat and sleep well, and it won't be a problem to squeeze 30 to 40 people into one room. As for the rest, we'll take turns to guard the place, Zhang Xingyu said. Well, let's go. We'll help Lin Shulan cook. She can't do it alone, Baya said and went downstairs. I'll talk to their captain first. He'll make the necessary arrangements, said Zhang Xingyu. Sorry to trouble you. When Baya entered the kitchen, the first group of people had already eaten and left. The second group of people were still eating. Lin Shulan was chopping vegetables. Let me light the fire. Baya walked to the stove and put the wood in. Madam, I've already cooked the rice. It should be enough. The pork rib soup is also ready. I'll cook cabbage stew with fresh meat and tomato scrambled eggs. Okay. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat something first? After all, Xiao Bao's baby needs to eat too, suggested Lin Shulan. Baya really felt a little hungry. She didn't refuse again. Okay. Lin Shulan brought out a bowl of red braised pork, a bowl of red braised fish, and a bowl of cabbage stew. They were all fresh. You don't have to deliberately separate them. It's okay, said Baya. The soldiers eat very quickly. Moreover, it gets cold easily if it's placed there. You're not in good health, so I stewed them in the pot, explained Lin Shulan. Thank you. Lin Shulan scooped a bowl of rice for Baya. She didn't know whether it was because she was pregnant, or because she was hungry. It was more likely to be related to her mood. She ate 1.5 bowls of rice and was full. All the soldiers finished eating. It was already 9 o'clock in the evening. Leng Shuai introduced the company commander and the 3 platoon commanders to Baya. After telling Baya that she could order them to do whatever she wanted, he and Zhang Xingyu took the plane and left. Baya prepared to go back to the kitchen to help Lin Shulan wash the dishes. She had already washed them and was dissecting the vegetables. Baya went forward to help her dissect the vegetables. I can do it alone. Madam, rest early, Lin Shulan said immediately. I've slept for the whole morning. I'm not sleepy now. Let me help you, said Baya. She picked up the scissors and cut the roots of the spinach. She glanced at the vegetables on the ground. What are you going to cook for lunch tomorrow? There's plenty of time tomorrow. I've cooked enough rice tonight. I'll get up in the morning and cook more than 100 eggs. Then, I'll cook 2 pots of porridge and ready-made salted vegetables. For lunch, I'll prepare braised pork, cabbage stew with bacon, tomato eggs, spinach, radish and pork rib soup, and stir-fried carrots with bacon. We should be going back in the afternoon, right? Asked Lin Shulan. I've asked them to catch crabs. We can also cook a crab for them at noon. It'll be very delicious after being boiled with soy sauce and vinegar. It seems that thanks to you, they're here on vacation, hee, laughed Lin Shulan. Not really. They still have to stand guard in the cold at night. It's very tiring. As for going back, let's do it at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, said Baya. Then we've prepared enough ingredients. There's no need to send them over. Let everyone eat together tomorrow so that we don't have to eat in shifts. You'll be lucky too. We only need 4 people to stand guard. The food for the 4 of them can be steamed in the pot in case it gets cold, said Baya. Okay, I'll talk to their company commander tomorrow. Madam, you can go back and rest. I'm done here. I have plenty of time to prepare after breakfast tomorrow. Okay, I'll come over tomorrow to help you. Baya stood up. You're the most down-to-earth leader's wife I've ever seen, sighed Lin Shulan. Down-to-earth? Perhaps it had something to do with her birth. She was never high and mighty, nor did she bow and scrape to anyone. She was equal to everyone and did what she could. Baya went back to her room. After cleaning up, she lay on the bed and turned on her phone. There was no news from Sister Wang. She called Sister Wang. Well, madam, I'm sorry, said Sister Wang. Baya curled up the corner of her mouth. She really did read the document. This person was really dishonest. She pressed the record button and asked calmly, what's wrong? Well, after I got the document, I didn't know why I opened it when I was in the car. I swear, I really didn't read it. If I did, I'll be struck by lightning, Mother Wang swore. You didn't read it, or you didn't read it. You swear that you didn't open the document. If you did, your sons will die a horrible death and you will die a violent death, said Baya bluntly. Mother Wang's voice was trembling. Madam, what do you mean? You don't believe me? Chapter 500. I don't know how it was opened. Maybe the thief thought it was money. Madam, you can't wrong me. I know you don't like me, but it's too cruel to drive me away in this way, Wang Ma cried. She knew her tricks too well. She cried and said how wrong she was, but it was just an act. You really didn't open it? Baya asked. No, madam, you told me not to open it. How could I open it? I didn't dare to disobey you, Wang Ma said. I know. Baya hung up the phone. She called Zhang Xingyu. Zhang Xingyu just got off the plane. Madam, I got off the plane and am going home now. What's wrong? Zhang Xingyu asked. Didn't I ask Wang Ma to get the file? The file was opened. She said she opened it on the bus and I don't know why. I think she is lying, Baya said directly. I understand. Send me the route and I will ask someone to check it. I will email you the video of her opening the file. Baya smiled. Zhang Xingyu was really considerate and knew what he should do. If possible, do you think it's convenient for you to get someone to investigate what Mother Wang did before? I have already asked them to do that before the meal, but the Sky Eye only has a storage period of 3 months, so they can only check the last 3 months, Zhang Xingyu explained. Okay, thank you. I will come back at 3:00 tomorrow afternoon. During this period, keep a close eye on her. Don't stop her from doing anything, but don't let her take anything. I know. Baya nodded. She trusted Zhang Xingyu. She hung up the phone and checked the video at home. She went straight to the library, but Gu Lingqing was not there. She went back to check the video. Gu Lingqing seemed to be in the library from the beginning, reading something. He looked at the door and hid behind the bookshelf. Wang Ma walked in. Baya went back to the video and watched it 10 times. What she could be sure of was that Gu Lingqing didn't enter the library from the outside. Because the surveillance cameras had blind spots, she could only see him walking out from behind the bookshelves. She was eager to return home and wanted to find him. However, he had already said that he would stay for a period of time. He had already shortened the time by returning tomorrow. If he returned now, many people would be suspicious. She could only endure it and continue to stare at the library's video. She stared until her eyelids began to struggle and she fell asleep in a daze. After an unknown period of time, she heard the sound of dense footsteps. When she opened her eyes, the sun was already hanging in the sky. The sunlight shone in through the window, and it was very dazzling. The first thing he did was check his phone. Unfortunately, his phone was out of battery. She quickly charged her phone, got out of bed, and washed up. Out the door. There were 4 guards standing at the door, and they greeted together, "Good morning, madam." Baya was stunned. She did not know when the soldiers at the door had arrived. "Morning. What time is it now?" 7:45, the soldier replied. "Oh, thank you for your hard work." Baya walked to the kitchen. Lin Shulan had already prepared breakfast. He scooped a bowl of porridge for Baya. "When did you wake up?" "I don't even know," Baya said casually. "I came out to make breakfast at 5 o'clock. The dishes are all ready." "Then when did you sleep?" Baya was surprised. She remembered that it was almost 12 o'clock before she went to bed last night, and Lin Shulan had not come in to sleep. "I went to sleep after you left," Lin Shulan said with a smile. "Where did you sleep?" Baya was shocked. "In the kitchen." Baya understood. "I'm sorry, I didn't wake you. I thought you came back to my room. It's my negligence. It's not your fault. I was going to sleep in the kitchen. What if someone poisoned these dishes?" Lin Shulan comforted her with a smile. Baya looked at the honest smile on her face. She had always thought that she had suffered in the past, so her character was considered tough. However, compared to them, she was far from it. They were still optimistic in the face of adversity and were full of hope for life. They would not feel that they were suffering and would still face difficulties proactively. However, she was not like that. It was because it was too hard and she felt that it was unnecessary to endure it. Many times, she wanted to end it and did not want to continue. Compared to them, she should be cowardly. "After you go back today, have a good rest," Baya said gently and lowered her head to eat the porridge. "Oh yes, madam, you still don't know. The soldiers caught a few hundred crabs. They are so densely packed. It's so cute. They caught a few hundred crabs so early? Baya was surprised. There are more than 30 of them in a platoon. A few of them guard the roof, a few at your door, and a few at the main entrance. Then, the rest went out to catch crabs, Lin Shulan explained. Well, when are you going to cook? I'll help you with the fire, 9 o'clock. It's too early and the food will get cold easily. I'll cook the braised pork and spare ribs first. This takes time. Then, I'll cook the other dishes. The braised pork can be put back into the pot at the end. The soup will also be cooked at the end. It's hot. Okay, Baya replied. After breakfast, she went back to her room, turned on her phone, and checked the library. Gu Lingqing appeared at 2 o'clock in the morning. He flipped through every book and seemed to be looking for something. He kept flipping until 5 o'clock. He looked at the door alertly and then quickly hid in the darkness. Wang Ma also came in to flip through the books. She sneakily flipped to the last row and found something strange. She took down the last row of books neatly one by one and stood in front of the bookshelf in a daze for a while. Then, she put all the books back, leaving no trace at all. Baya furrowed her brows. Wang Ma flipped very regularly, which meant that she should have been in the library for a long time. Could it be that Wang Ma was looking for treasures? What about Gu Lingqing? What was he looking for? It was impossible for him to find the treasures. He knew where the treasures were and the password. Wang Ma had told him. Why hadn't he contacted her after so long? Baya sighed, and a dark light flashed in her eyes. She called Zhang Xingyu. Madam, I was just about to send you the video. I've already recorded Wang Ma opening the file. She opened it not long after she came out of the factory, Zhang Xingyu reported. I guess so. She has a bad motive. Have you found all the videos about her in the past 3 months? Baya asked. I've sorted them all out. She has been in and out of the Yinghua Club for the past 3 months. She's dressed up, very glamorous. But we can't see what she does inside. I'll send you the video, Zhang Xingyu reported. Chapter 501. Okay, I promise to complete the task. Zhang Xingyu immediately took the order. Soon, it was 9 o'clock. When Baya went downstairs to help Lin Shulan, her phone rang. She saw that it was Leng Shuo and answered, "What's up?" "Madam, young master is missing," Leng Shuo reported. "What? You mean Gu Ruoxin?" Baya was surprised. "Yes. Is there no one from the shadow protecting him? Even if there isn't, did the third eye capture anything?" Baya asked suspiciously. "There are people from the shadow protecting him, but that person is dressed exactly like Chao Su-shi, and his attack speed is very fast. 3 people from the shadow are no match for him." Chao Su-shi? Who? Baya quickly searched for information about this person in her mind, but she couldn't remember. In the anime Naruto. He covered his eyes, covered his face, and tied a band on his forehead. Even if it was photographed, we wouldn't be able to recognize his face, Leng Shuo explained. Capture Shao Xian. Baya was deep in thought. She had many ideas. Since we have captured him, there must be a follow-up. We didn't capture him, and we don't have a direction to investigate. We can only wait for the follow-up to come out. I hope. Baya paused and realized that she wasn't the only one in the room. She lowered her voice and said, "It's also possible that they took him away to protect him." "Well, okay. Well, wait a minute." Baya walked out of the door and stepped on the beach. The door was guarded by soldiers, so she wasn't worried about danger. She looked at the sea in the distance and continued, "How is that person's skill?" Do you think it's Gu Lingqing? I didn't notice it before you mentioned it. Now that you mention it, I think it's a little similar. His figure is similar, and his movements are very fast. The chief doesn't have a fixed move, and his attacks are fast and fierce. It seems that he is the same. Moreover, he can deal with 3 shadows at once. He said. Let's leave it at that for now. Don't spread this matter. I'll be back in the afternoon, Baiya said. He hung up the phone and looked at the sky. Gu Lingqing, what are you trying to do? After dinner, Baiya was eager to return home, and there were still many things that she needed to deal with. Before 1600 hours p.m., she arrived at the manor and asked Song Shiyu to come back. What's wrong? Song Shiyu asked worriedly when she saw Baiya's pale face. Baiya's sharp gaze swept over Mother Wang. Mom, there's something I need you to make the final decision on. What? Song Shiyu looked at Mother Wang. Wang Ma wrung her hands, lowered her head, and interrupted, Madam, I really didn't mean it. All right, you tell him, Baiya said in a deep voice. Old Madam, it's like this. Madam asked me to go to a factory to get some documents. She told me not to open the documents, and I didn't dare to open them. But after I got on the bus, I don't know who cut it open, but young Madam was very angry. Mother Wang lowered her head, feeling wronged. Baiya looked at her hypocritical face. Her eyes darkened, and she didn't say anything. Well, maybe someone thought that there was money in the documents, so they cut it open. Xiao Nian, you didn't lose anything important, right? Song Shiyu asked Baiya. Mom, you trust her a lot, right? So you believe everything she says. Baiya narrowed her eyes and stared at Mother Wang. Well? Song Shiyu was in a difficult position. Old Madam, I was wrong in this matter. I didn't protect the documents properly. You can deduct my salary. I'm willing, Mother Wang said. Xiao Nian, you see, she didn't want to open the documents either. God disposes of us. I'll get someone to get the documents for you in the future, Song Shiyu said gently. Mom, you're very kind, so you always believe other people's lies with good intentions. Young Madam, you can't wrong me. I know that you hate me for what happened last time, so you're slandering me on purpose. All right, I'll leave then. Anyway, young master is gone. Sob sob sob, my poor young master, Mother Wang said and started crying. Song Shiyu saw Mother Wang crying, and she couldn't bear it anymore. Xiao Nian, did you lose any important information? I'll pay for it. Baiya looked at Song Shiyu, played the video on her phone, and passed it to Song Shiyu. You'll understand when you see it. What? Song Shiyu took the video with a puzzled look. Mother Wang's eyes were fixed, and her expression was getting worse. After Song Shiyu finished watching, she looked at Mother Wang calmly. You're fired. Don't ever step into this place again. Mother Wang glanced at Baiya, and asked Song Shiyu in confusion, why? God is watching. You've been by my side for so many years, and I remember that I've always treated you well. Even if you lied just now, I still protected you. Doesn't your conscience hurt? Song Shiyu asked, and showed the video in her hand to Mother Wang. Mother Wang widened her eyes, and fear flashed through her eyes. She wanted to take the phone. Song Shiyu kept the phone, and passed it to Baiya. Then, she turned around and went to her room. Madam. Mother Wang knelt on the floor. I won't dare to do it again. I was just curious about what it was, and I accidentally opened it. I won't dare to do it again. I promise that I'll do whatever you want me to do in the future. If I wanted to harm you, I could just poison the food. That's it, right? Song Shiyu didn't look back, and walked into her room. Lin Shulan, watch her pack her luggage, and let her leave. Pass the order that she's not allowed to step into this place, Baiya ordered. You can't do this to me. You'll regret it. Mother Wang stood up angrily. All these years, you've reaped a lot of benefits from the Song family. Even if you leave now, you won't have to worry about food and clothing. Are you going to bite the hand that feeds you? Baya asked. What benefits? You're talking nonsense again. Just wait and see, Mother Wang said angrily, and left the villa. Baya called Leng Shuai. Use the third eye to lock on to Mother Wang. Also, Mother Wang's sons can't stay in the military. Keep an eye on them, they might make a move. Okay, I understand. Baya walked to the library, and recalled the place where Gu Lingqing walked out. He searched the room for a long time, but couldn't find any secret passage. But from the surveillance, he didn't leave either. Could it be that the secret passage was too well hidden? Madam, bad news. Lin Shulan rushed in. Su Zheng barged in with 300 armed soldiers. Search. Su Zheng hadn't arrived yet, but his voice could be heard. Those people rushed in, and threw all the books on the shelves onto the floor. Su Tong, over here, someone shouted. Chapter 502. Why do you need to knock it open? I know the password. I can just open it. Baya walked to the bookshelf and keyed in the password. The bookshelf opened with a few clicks. It was empty. There was nothing inside. Su Zheng looked at Baya in surprise. Why is there nothing? What do you think is inside? Baya asked with a smirk. Su Zheng frowned. He was annoyed and ordered, take them away. Take them away? Baya blocked Su Zheng's way. Do you have a warrant to search my house? If you don't, it's considered trespassing. I think I need to expose it on the internet. It's your Wang Ma who said there's an illegal treasure here. Do you think it's fine just because you moved it? Don't let me find you, Su Zheng said angrily. Su Tong, you need to use your brain before you do anything. You'll only be used by others if you're so impulsive. I fired Wang Ma for peeking at my documents. I don't know who sent her, but I'm sure she's taking revenge. Even if there's really a treasure, will she inform you? She'll only inform her superiors, Baya said sternly. Su Zheng paused. Anyway, you're on your own. Baya watched Su Zheng leave angrily. Her eyes darkened. She knew a despicable person like Wang Ma would bite the hand that fed her, so she asked Zhang Xingyu to move it away last night. But, Baya looked at the place where Gu Lingqing came from. Su Zheng and his men could not find the secret passage. Where did Gu Lingqing come from? Madam, are you all right? Lin Shulan asked worriedly. Baya shook her head. I'm fine. It's just a despicable person causing trouble. Yeah, it's dinner time now. Do you want to eat first? I'll tidy it up later, Lin Shulan said. There's no need. I'll tidy them up after dinner. You don't know where the books are. Since Baya said so, Lin Shulan couldn't say anything else. While they were eating, Baya was still wondering where Gu Lingqing came from. I didn't expect Wang Ma to be such a person. I've always treated her well. Song Shiyu sighed. Baya looked at Song Shiyu and said, there was once a girl. Every time she passed by a beggar, she would give the beggar 1 yuan. One day, the girl didn't have any money with her, so she didn't give it to the beggar. The beggar stopped her and beat her up because she didn't give him any money. If you do something bad, others will hate you. That's how Mother Wang is. I can't help but feel disappointed. Song Shiyu sighed. It's good to stay away from people like that. Well, Xiao Nian, can you come to my room later? Song Shiyu said, looking at her as if she had something to say. Baya nodded. She probably wanted to ask about Gu Lingqing. After all, although he wasn't her biological son, Song Shiyu treated him as her biological son. Sure enough, once they entered the room, Song Shiyu asked, "Have you seen Lingqing? How is he now? Is he feeling better? Does he miss us? Tell him not to worry and to rest well." Baya shook her head. "I didn't see him. Leng Ning said he left. I think he has something to do. He can leave. This means that he's almost recovered, right?" Baya was silent for a while. She remembered that the bullet had gone through the back of Gu Lingqing's head. It was a miracle that he could leave so quickly. She nodded. "That's good. If you see him, you must tell him that I miss him," Song Shiyu said. "Yes, I know. When he finishes what he has to do, he will definitely come back." "Oh yes, Mom, did Dad tell you anything special?" Baya asked tentatively. "He doesn't tell me anything. He thinks I can't help him and that I'll be bothering him. Perhaps there's no longer any feelings between us. We're still together because of the restrictions," Song Shiyu said sadly. Baya knew. She had noticed it when she had been in contact with Gu Tianhang. There was no love or women in Gu Tianhang's eyes. There was only power. "Mom, if you fall in love again, Gu Lingqing and I will support you to remarry," Baya said with a smile. "I'm disappointed in men. I hope I can help you take care of your children." Song Shiyu's gaze was gentle on Baya's stomach. "Okay, Mom, I'm going to tidy up the books." Baya left Song Shiyu's room and went to the library. She walked around the wall and knocked on it, but still found nothing strange. There were no cracks on the ground. She looked up and saw a faint crack. Baya's heart skipped a beat. She had thought wrongly before. She thought that the secret passage was on the wall or the ground. It seemed that the secret passage should be on the top. She went out and found a ladder to enter the house. She locked the door of the library and called Lin Shulan. "Don't let anyone enter the library." "No one." "Oh," Lin Shulan replied, puzzled. Baya climbed up the ladder, pushed the wooden door open, and turned on the flashlight on her phone. Sure enough, she saw a secret passage. She climbed up, blocked the wooden door, and continued to climb forward. After climbing for about 20 meters, she reached the end. No wonder she could not hear anything when she knocked on the wall. It turned out that there was a secret passage that was so far away from the library. She jumped down from the top. It was not deep, about 1-2 meters. She shone the flashlight on the wall. The cement was cracked in some places. This secret passage was not dug recently. On the contrary, it was quite old. Did Gu Lingqing not tell her before because he was afraid that she would tell others? Or did he not know before and only found out when his father passed away? No, he should not know. Because if he knew, he could have gone through the tunnel long ago. It would not have been so conspicuous to have the helicopter pick him up at home. Baya was full of questions and walked forward. After walking for about 20 minutes, she found that the entrance of the cave was divided into 3. She was worried that she would get lost in the cave. It would be over if she could not go back, so she went back the way she came. Tomorrow, she would prepare enough tools. Baya walked back again. It was already an hour later when she returned to the library. After she put away the ladder, she continued to tidy up the books. She tidied up until 2 in the morning. She checked the surveillance, but Gu Lingqing did not come. When Baya opened the door of the library, Lin Shulan was still guarding outside. When he saw Baya, he asked, "Madam, do you want me to prepare supper for you?" "No, you go to sleep." "I'm going back to my room to sleep," Baya said tiredly. After taking a shower, she lay on the bed and fell asleep after a while. After an unknown period of time, he heard someone ask, "Are you looking for me?" Baya opened her eyes. The light was dazzling, so she closed her eyes again. "Silly girl, the man said and kissed her on the forehead. Chapter 503. When she woke up in the morning, her head was still groggy. Scenes flashed through her mind. She wasn't sure if it was a dream or if it had really happened. Oh right, she had surveillance footage. She picked up her phone and checked the footage. Gu Lingqing quickly walked out of the library. He tried his best to go to the study room, but still went upstairs. Finally, he entered her room and turned on the flashlight. He stood in front of her bed for a very, very long time. Baiya's face turned red. So, he had really come. She felt a strange sweetness in her heart. Gu Lingqing lowered his head and kissed her. From her forehead to her cheeks and then to her lips. Her face turned even redder. She averted her eyes and took a deep breath. She looked at the screen again. He had left her room. She turned back to watch. After he kissed her lips, he didn't continue and left. Since he was already here, why didn't he talk to her before leaving? Baiya turned back to watch. After watching it for 5 times, her phone rang. She saw that it was Leng Shuai's caller ID and answered. "Madam, Wang Ying is dead," Leng Shuai said simply. "Wang Ying? Who?" Baiya didn't remember knowing this person. "Wang Ma, old madam's nanny. The one you chased out yesterday. The police might be looking for you to assist in the investigation. Someone said that Wang Ma told him that if she died, it would be because of you," Leng Shuai said solemnly. Baiya sneered. "Killing her would dirty my hands. I don't care about her at all. Even so, the police will definitely look for you. I'll let you know if there's anything." Didn't you say that Wang Ma told someone that if she died, it would be because of me? Do you know who that someone is?" Baiya asked. "A male prostitute at the Yinghua Club. Wang Ying was a regular there. She gambled and lost $30 million. She lost all her savings. She died at the right time. I'll go to the Yinghua Club later. Send me the male prostitute's information and we'll contact each other then." "All right." As soon as Baiya hung up the phone, the security guard called. "Madam, the police are here. I've checked the ID. It's real. Do you want me to bring it in?" "Bring it over," Baiya said. He hung up the phone, got up, brushed his teeth, washed up, got dressed, and went downstairs. "Madam, I'll heat up your breakfast," Lin Shulan said. "Thank you for your hard work. You went to bed very late last night. Thank you for coming out early to make breakfast." "Not at all. I'm used to it." Lin Shulan smiled and walked into the kitchen. After a while, 2 soldiers came over with 2 policemen. Baiya knew that they were here to protect her, so she followed them to guard. She didn't refuse Ling Tong's kindness and said to the police, "Come in and have a seat. Do you know this person?" The policeman showed the photo to Baiya. "Yes, she's the former nanny of my house. I fired her yesterday," Baiya said straightforwardly and then returned the photo to the policeman. "What's your reason for firing her?" The male policeman continued to ask while the female policeman recorded. "She likes to sow discord in my house and doesn't play her part. She uses the name of the Gu family to cheat people outside. Her character isn't very good. Also, recently, she lost a lot of money and her hands are not clean. I asked her to help me with that document and told her not to open it, but she opened it and came back to cheat. She said that it was slashed on the bus. I don't think it's suitable for her to stay in my house anymore, so I fired her," Baiya said. "May I ask where you were from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. last night?" The policeman continued to ask. "At home. My maid can prove it." "Besides the maid, who else can prove it?" The policeman continued to ask. Baiya raised the corner of her mouth. "My mother? Does she count?" Or, my doorman can prove that I didn't go out. The policemen looked at each other. The male policeman said, I hope you don't go out, because we might need your help in the investigation. I'll be very busy in the future, and I don't have much time to waste with you. You don't have to spend too much time on me. See the guests out, Baya said as she looked at the door. The soldiers walked in. May I ask if your mother went out between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m.? The policeman continued to ask. Lin Shulan came out with breakfast. No, I'm sure. I've been guarding the door. Sorry to disturb you. The policeman left. Lin Shulan, get ready. I'm going out after breakfast, Baya said in a low voice. She sat at the table and ate breakfast. There was a KTV, a bowling room, a bar, a gym, a chess room, a hotel, and a Western restaurant in the Club of Excellence. The KTV only opened at 12:30 p.m., and the bar opened at 7 p.m. Baya and Lin Shulan went to the KTV room. She showed the photo to the manager. Please ask him to come here. You mean Kevin? He's on a break recently. He took a week off, the manager said. Is there anyone close to him? Baya asked. Si Lu is close to him. He has an afternoon shift, so I'll ask him to come over now, the manager said. After a while, a man came over. He was wearing a mesh top and tight pants. He was muscular, but he was oily and didn't look like the sun. He looked quite twisted. What do you want to play? Si Lu asked. He sat beside Baya. His voice was a little suppressed, and it didn't sound very comfortable. Lin Shulan sat on the sofa opposite him in disdain. Baya was older, and she was mature and steady. Let's play Truth or Dare. I'm the best at Truth or Dare. Whoever doesn't tell the truth will drink. You have a good tolerance for alcohol, Si Lu said as he poured some wine. Baya looked at his long fingernails. Other than his middle finger, he didn't have any nails. There were scratches on his arms, and through the mesh top, there were faint whip marks on his body. Do you like your current job? Baya asked. I like it. Do you like to play queen? Baya asked immediately. Si Lu pursed his lips, and his eyes glanced at the top left corner. I can accept it. Baya chuckled. Who gave you those whip marks? It's a sex toy. It's my turn to ask you. How many men have you had sex with? Lin Shulan blushed. This kind of entertainment wasn't suitable for her. 1. You and Kevin are a couple, right? Baya asked directly. Si Lu pulled his ears. I drink. Other than you, Kevin has other girlfriends, right? Baya asked again. Si Lu drank his second glass of wine. Stop asking me. It's my turn to ask you now. Lin Shulan shivered. It was the first time she heard such a big man acting like a spoiled child. She had goosebumps all over her body. It was disgusting. Baya took out a stack of money from her bag. Answer me properly. This is all yours. Si Lu's eyes lit up when he saw the money. How many girlfriends does Kevin have? It should be just me. As for the others, you know it too. They're just playing around. They can't be considered girlfriends. Baya threw a stack of money over and showed Wang Ying's photo to Si Lu. Do you know her? Si Lu looked around. There was no one around. He lowered his voice and said, she owes the casino a lot of money. She was actually killed by them. Kevin, that's not what you said. Chapter 504. The casino, right? Baya curled up the corner of her mouth. She believed that the casino would kill someone because they couldn't pay up, but she didn't believe that the casino would deliberately slander her. So, someone must be targeting her on purpose. Baya threw a stack of money in front of Si Lu. How can I find the people from the casino? Or, do you know who told Kevin to say that? It's Brother Wen, he's in charge of the casino. Si Lu answered every question. Baya wrote down a series of phone numbers on a piece of paper, put it in the stack of money and gave it to Si Lu. I can tell you that Kevin's life is in danger. If you want to keep his life, ask him to contact me. Baya stood up and said to Lin Shulan, let's go to the casino. Baya walked in front and went to the chess room. She glanced around and saw that there weren't many people in the living room. The people who should be playing cards were all in the private room. Beautiful ladies, how many? The hostess asked. You too, I want to see Brother Wen. Baya went straight to the point. Do you have an appointment? The hostess asked. Tell him that I know how Wang Ying died, then he should see me. Baya said and glanced at the private room. There were 8 expressionless bodyguards standing at the door of one of the private room. The person inside should be very powerful. She wanted to see who was inside. Baya walked towards the door of the private room and was stopped by the bodyguard at the door. I'm here to gamble. Baya said. This is not a place to gamble. The bodyguard said fiercely. Let her in. A muffled voice came from the inside. The door was pushed open by the bodyguard. When Baya was about to walk in, Lin Shulan pulled Baya's hand and said, we're too few. It's not a fight, so we don't need too many people. I'll go in and take a look and come out in about 10 minutes. You wait for me at the door, got it? Baya hinted. If she didn't come out in 10 minutes, Lin Shulan could ask for help. Lin Shulan loosened his grip and nodded. Baya walked into the private room and was stunned by the man's side profile. Gu Lingqing. He sat on a spacious chair, dressed in a white suit with black edges. He was like a king, possessing a powerful aura. He looked at her with his lips curled up, his gaze unfathomable. Baya was stunned again. He had shaved the hair on both sides of his temples, and his hair was raised high in the middle. He was very handsome and cool. Just his face alone was enough to captivate all living things. However, Baya had an indescribable feeling. Back then, when his face was covered with a beard, she could still feel his cold temperament and his resolute sharpness. But he gave her a strange feeling. Was it because he was on a mission? Baya was so excited that she was about to explode. There were many things she wanted to ask him. But now that she was in someone else's territory and there was a surveillance camera somewhere in the room, she tried her best to restrain herself and remained calm. You want to gamble with me? He asked. Isn't this a casino? Baya asked him back. He smiled. What do you want to play? Big or small, blackjack, or 5-card stud? Baya furrowed her brows slightly and sat opposite him. His voice was hoarse, as if he had purposely lowered his voice so that no one could hear his real voice. Meeting someone who looked exactly like Gu Lingqing, she wondered if her current reaction was too calm. She took a deep breath. Although what I'm going to say next might sound a little frivolous, I still have to say that you look exactly like my husband, almost exactly the same, Baya said straightforwardly. He shuffled the cards, placed them in the middle of the table, and leaned back on the chair. Baya had purposely observed his actions. Gu Lingqing was a person who maintained a straight posture no matter what situation he was in. This was a habit that he had cultivated over the years. He was the same. She lowered her eyes and many thoughts flashed through her mind. Perhaps, their every move was being monitored. Her appearance would put him in a difficult situation. She should find a reason to leave. You're talking about Gu Lingqing, he said straightforwardly. Baya looked at him in surprise. When I first came to a land, I heard someone tell me that I look very much like the youngest general in their country, almost exactly the same. But he was unlucky and died at the end of last month, right? He said calmly. Baya fixed her eyes on him. He acted well and didn't reveal any flaws. If she stayed any longer, she might make things difficult for him. She stood up. I'm sorry, because you look too much like my husband, I'm too shocked, so I can't gamble with you anymore. She walked towards the door. The man's men stopped her. Baya turned back to look at him. He stood up, put on his gloves, and said in a deep voice, My name is Xing Buhua, remember this name. He walked past her and went out of the private room. Baya stood there in a daze. Lin Shulan was also shocked by him. She ran into the private room and asked Baya, Is that the man the chief? Why does he look exactly like the chief? Isn't the chief dead? I saw the chief being sent to the crematorium with my own eyes. And when the chief died, Sheng Dongsheng brought people here to make trouble. Baya looked at Xing Buhua's back, frowned, and said deliberately, He is not Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing is cold, and he has a trace of a ruffian. The way he talks, the way he walks, and even the small details are different. But why does he look exactly like Gu Lingqing? In the surveillance room. Is he really not Gu Lingqing? Su Zheng asked Su Changhao, who was beside him. No, Baya is right. The way he talks, the way he walks, and the small details are different. Su Changhao said the same thing to Baya. Why does he look exactly like Gu Lingqing? Why don't we do a paternity test? A paternity test is useless. Gu Lingqing is not the son of Gu Tianhang and Song Shiyu. He is the son of Song Shiyu's brother. Gu Lingqing's two sons are missing again. Since he is the son of Song Shiyu's brother, he should be related to Song Shiyu by blood. Can't we just do a test? Su Changhao suggested. He is not a direct relative. There are many possibilities. Even if we prove that he is related to Song Shiyu, it can't prove that he is Gu Lingqing, Su Zheng said irritably. Can't we just check his background? But, Dad, why do you care so much about him? Did you do something wrong to Gu Lingqing? And why are you here at this time? Su Changhao was suspicious and asked a series of questions. Su Zheng's eyes were fixed, and he cleared his throat. Well, I came here to investigate the cause of Wang Ying's death and happened to meet him. I felt that he looks like Gu Lingqing, so I stayed to observe him. Is that so? Su Changhao thought deeply and lowered his eyes. Chapter 505. Seeing this, Lin Shulan immediately protected Baya behind him and shouted at Brother Wen, Do you still have the law? How can you beat people like this? This is the law. Go! Brother Wen's men rushed forward. Baya was very calm. Do you think I'm not prepared? The evidence of your murder is now in my hands. If you want to die, let your men do it. Stop. Brother Wen shouted and looked at Baya suspiciously, Who are you? Where did you get the evidence? After you were instructed by someone to kill Wang Ying, you framed Baya. Unfortunately, you did not do it cleanly. Kevin knows what happened, and there is a recording as evidence, Baya said simply. What do you want? Brother Wen said angrily. When you killed Wang Ying, did you think about the power behind her? Baya asked. An ignorant woman who only knows how to gamble with a gigolo. What power can she have? Brother Wen said disdainfully. Both of his sons are in the military. If he wants to kill you, he can do it in minutes. That old woman offended the wife of the chief. His two sons can't protect themselves. Besides, who knows that I killed them? Brother Wen said and stared at Baya, What do you want to do here? I'm here to save you. Baya took out a note from her bag, wrote her phone number on it, and handed it to Brother Wen. You know too much. You also know the person behind you. Do you think he will let you testify against him alive? If you want to live, you can call me. Brother Wen looked at Baya in shock. Baya raised a confident smile, which was very infectious, as if she had already guessed a lot of things that didn't happen. Brother Wen frowned, took the note from Bai Ya's hand, glanced at it, and smashed it on the ground. He pointed at Bai Ya and said angrily, "I will not betray my boss, even if I die. So, don't be alarmist." Su Changhao, who was in the monitoring room, frowned. "Don't tell me they are talking about you, Dad. What are you talking about? How could I possibly be associated with this motley crew?" Su Zheng said angrily. Su Changhao turned around and faced Su Zheng. "Bai Ya is my friend's widow. If I find out that you want to harm him, I won't be soft-hearted. I hope that you won't do something that you'll regret." "What do you mean? Are you going to deal with your father for an outsider?" Su Zheng said angrily. "First of all, if I'm alone," Su Changhao said in a low voice. He turned around and walked out of the monitoring room. Su Zheng pursed his lips, picked up the mouse, smashed the screen, stared at Bai Ya's belly, and made the call. Seeing Brother Wen answering the phone, Bai Ya had a bad feeling and walked towards the door. "Did I say you could leave?" Brother Wen said gloomily. He hung up the phone and ordered his men, beat them to death. Lin Shulan hurried to protect Bai Ya. But there were too many of them, and Lin Shulan couldn't handle them alone. Bai Ya saw a few people rushing towards her. She wasn't afraid of being beaten, but she had Xiao Bao's baby in her belly. It would be easy to get rid of Xiao Bao's baby. She protected her belly. When the three men were about to hit her, they were suddenly kicked away and hit the table, making a loud noise. Brother Wen's men were stunned by the sudden arrival of someone and looked towards the door. Xing Buhua had one hand in his pocket, leaned against the door frame, and pointed at Brother Wen. "I forgot to take something that I dropped." "What?" Brother Wen was confused. "Take my woman and her men away." Xing Buhua turned around and seemed to think of something. He looked back and glanced at Brother Wen. The sharpness in his eyes was like the coldness of the frozen earth, with an indescribable coldness. He warned, "If you dare to touch a hair on her next time, I promise that you will not be the only one who will die. Your whole family, your men, and your whole family." Bai Ya's heart skipped a beat. She looked at Xing Buhua walking in front of her. She and Lin Shulan were escorted out of the room by Xing Buhua's men. She looked at his back in surprise. If she guessed correctly, there was a surveillance camera in the room just now. The man behind Brother Wen was in the surveillance room now, and the one who called Brother Wen just now was the boss. Since he said that she was his woman in front of so many people, wasn't he afraid of being suspected? Moreover, his style just now was indeed incompatible with Gu Lingqing. No matter how angry Gu Lingqing was, it was impossible for him to rape someone else's wife and children. Was he faking it on purpose? "Do you know where the surveillance room is?" Bai Ya asked. Xing Buhua stopped in his tracks. "You'd better not go to the surveillance room." "Why?" Bai Ya was puzzled. He looked back at her and said evilly, "Because you will die quickly." She looked at the face that she had been yearning for day and night, pursed her lips and did not say a word. Xing Buhua looked behind her and said meaningfully, "Actually, you can guess who it is even if you don't go." Bai Ya followed his line of sight and looked behind her. It was Su Changhao. In that case, the one in the surveillance room should be Su Zheng. It was reasonable for Su Zheng to kill Wang Ying. He felt that he had been used and wanted to vent his anger. However, she did not expect that Su Zheng would order Brother Wen to hit her. It seemed that she and Su Zheng were not on the same side. Su Changhao walked to Bai Ya. "I'll send you back." Bai Ya nodded. "Thank you." Su Changhao looked at Xing Buhua and thought for a while. In the end, he did not say anything. He nodded and held Bai Ya's wrist as they left the club. In the car. "That man is not Gu Lingqing. Stay away from him. He looks dangerous," Su Changhao reminded her. "Did your father ask you to go to the surveillance room to see if he is Gu Lingqing?" Bai Ya asked tentatively. Yes, he said that he is here to investigate Wang Ying's case. That man looks too much like Gu Lingqing. It shocked him, Su Changhao explained. Baiya twitched her lips. There were many things that she should keep to herself. If she said it out loud, it would put others in a difficult position and put herself in danger. You can just drop me off here. I'll get into Xiaolan's car, Baiya said. Su Changhao stopped his car by the roadside. He turned his head and looked at Baiya. If you have any difficulties, you can call me for help. Gu Lingqing is my best friend. I should take care of you. Thank you in advance. Baiya opened the car door and walked to Lin Shulan's car. Lin Shulan drove past Su Changhao. Baiya got into the car and switched off the voice recorder. She said to Lin Shulan, "We have the evidence. We can go to the police station now. If the police arrest Brother Wan, he won't rely on us anymore, right?" Lin Shulan was worried. If he goes to the police station, he should be worried about Su Zheng, not us. Pay close attention to Su Zheng's actions. If he shows any flaws, I want him to have no chance of turning over, Baiya said resolutely. Chapter 506. That man's name is Xing Buhua. Why? Does he look exactly like the chief? Lin Shulan was puzzled. Baiya closed her eyes and pretended to sleep. She pondered for a while and called Leng Shuai. "Hello, it's me, Baiya. I saw a man who looks like Gu Lingqing at the Yinghua Club just now. His name is Xing Buhua. Go and check it out," Baiya said in a low voice. Could it be the chief? After all, it's safer for the chief to change his identity, Leng Shuai guessed. I don't know. He looks so much like him that I can't tell the difference. He doesn't look like he had plastic surgery either. But his aura is completely different from Gu Lingqing. Baiya frowned. When we carry out our missions, we often have to disguise ourselves. It doesn't look normal. If it's the chief, he will contact you, right? Baiya recalled the video of Gu Lingqing standing by her bed for a long time before kissing her and leaving. If he wanted to contact her, he would have said so directly. There wouldn't have been a chance. He would have left silently. I'll be at the police station soon. We'll talk later. Pay close attention to Su Zheng. Baiya hung up the phone and looked out of the window. A sky-blue sports car passed by her car. The owner looked back at her, winked, and drove away at a faster speed. Baiya was stunned. Gu Lingqing. No, Xing Buhua. If he was pretending to be a hooligan, he wouldn't have to do it in front of her when there was no one else around. She was frustrated. She turned on the recording pen and used another recording pen to cut the useful part in the middle. Soon, they arrived at the police station. Baiya passed the recording pen to Lin Shulan. Go, I'll wait for you in the car. Okay. Is Madam feeling unwell? Lin Shulan asked worriedly. Baiya shook her head. I'm just a little tired. Maybe I didn't sleep enough yesterday. I'll be back soon. Lin Shulan ran to the police station. Baiya closed her eyes. Thud, thud, thud. Baiya opened her eyes and saw Gu Lingqing's mesmerizing face outside the window. He took off his coat, opened the car door and put it on her. You'll catch a cold if you sleep in the car. Baiya grabbed his arm, locked her eyes on his face, and blurted out, What are you doing? Xing Buhua held Baiya's hand. She watched him wear rings all over his hand, in all shapes and sizes, very damp. She remembered that Lingqing didn't like wearing them. In that instant, he felt a sense of grievance and confusion, as if he had lost his way in a thick fog. He raised his head to look at Xing Buhua, and there were thousands of words he wanted to say to him. He smiled and said meaningfully, Sometimes the false can be true, and sometimes the true can be false. You just have to remember that I will never hurt you. Bai Yun, Xing Bai Bai Buhua. Xing is Xing. Xing Buhua let go of her, turned around, and went into the police station. Bai sighed. She felt like a cake was right in front of her. It was hers, but she had to wait for a certain time to take it. Not only that, but there was a cover around the cake. She was anxious and anxious, but she couldn't do anything. Gu Lingqing, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you sure that not telling me is the best choice? Baya said to herself. So annoying. She couldn't ask him directly. She was afraid that there were people watching him. Lin Shulan came out of the police station and reported to Baya, "Madam, I just met him again. He's the man who looks like a chief. He seems to have a very high position. I saw that even the police chief was respectful to him. Let's go back and wait for the results of the investigation." Baya didn't want to think about anything. When she got home, she climbed into bed and fell asleep. When she woke up, the sky was already dark. She sat up and her mind was much clearer. She recalled the meeting with Xing Buhua today. She picked up her phone and found several caller ID. However, her phone was on silent mode. She didn't receive any calls. She remembered that it was not on silent mode. She checked the video. Gu Lingqing, no, Xing Buhua came to her room. Her phone rang. He turned it off. It was probably on silent mode. He put the phone on the bedside table, sat by the bed, and looked at her for a long time. Baya sighed. If he wasn't Gu Lingqing, he wouldn't have come to see her like this. He had nothing better to do. Baya sighed again. She called Leng Shuai first. "Madam." Leng Shuai called, very solemn. "Tell me." Baya said in a low voice. "Xing Buhua, Xing Shang's grandson. On the surface, he is a legal arms dealer of country M. In fact, he was sent out by our country to investigate 12 countries. Recently, he brought back important information. It seems that he is going to be the deputy minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs." Leng Shuai reported. "Xing Shang's grandson? Is there anyone who can testify about his past?" Baya asked suspiciously. "Witnesses can be faked. As long as you have power, you can make it flawless. What about a paternity test? Can we know if he is Xing Shang's grandson? He is an illegitimate child." "Illegitimate child? What do you mean?" Baya was puzzled. "Do you know Song Jianren?" "Yes, he is Song Shiyu's cousin. When his wife, Angie, committed suicide, I took over." Baya recalled. Song Jianren has a younger sister who married Xing Shang's son, Xing Buhua's mother. Xing Buhua's mother gave birth to a son outside when she was young. That son is Xing Buhua. After Xing Buhua's mother died, Xing Shang brought him home and sent him to investigate, Leng Shuai explained. "Then what about Xing Buhua's biological father? There must be someone on his side, right?" Baya was suspicious. "His biological father is unknown. No one knows who he is, not even Xing Shang. That explains why he looks so much like Gu Lingqing. Because Gu Lingqing resembles his mother, Song Shiyu's cousin's son is genetically similar to Gu Lingqing. This makes sense." Baya was silent. Gu Lingqing was Song Shiyu's brother's son, so Xing Buhua was Song Shiyu's cousin's son. This was not contradictory. Leng Shuai could only find this out. Others could only find this out. There was no problem with this identity scheme. "Leng Shuai, I remember there is a general in the Ministry of National Defense, right? What is his position in the Ministry of National Defense?" Baya asked. "He is the deputy minister. The minister is Lin Shutong. Lin Shutong is the minister. Currently, he works for Sheniyin. The deputy minister is General Lin. His sister used to be Song Jianren's wife, so she works for Gu Tianheng. The finance minister is Sheng Dongcheng. The deputy minister is Song Jianren, who works for Gu Tianheng. Chapter 507. Okay. Oh, are you still coming to the military? You haven't done the last test. Also, I've sorted out 80% of the people in Shengdongqing base. Should I send it to you? Leng Shuai asked. Send it to me. I'll take a look. I'll prepare the test papers tonight. You can distribute them to all the soldiers. Some of them will need to do the second and third tests, Baya said. Okay. Baya hung up and called Su Changhe. My junior, you finally called me back. I'm freezing at the airport, Su Changhe complained. Senior, have you arrived? I'm sorry, I'm taking a nap. I'll pick you up now. Baya lifted the blanket and got up. I've died many times by the time you pick me up. I'm already in suite 1908 of the International Hotel. We've already had dinner. Do you still want to come? Su Changhe said. I haven't had dinner yet. Baya looked at the time on her phone. It was 10 o'clock. How about 10 at night? Forget it. I'm tired from the journey and I'm tired from waiting for you. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll rest early tonight. Okay. I'll treat you to lunch tomorrow. There's no us, only me. My sister didn't come. Me and her. I give up, Su Changhe said sadly. Since you're in a country, I'll introduce a girlfriend to you, Baya comforted him. No need. I'm still adjusting my mood. Let's talk about it in a year or two. I'll hang up now. Su Changhe hung up. Baya sighed. Su Changhe was a good man. Unfortunately, he only cared about his sister and no one else. Baya called Shen Yiyan again. Did you see her? Shen Yiyan asked directly. Baya nodded. I saw him. He looks exactly like Gu Lingqing. If I didn't know that Gu Lingqing was dead, would have thought that it was Gu Lingqing. I heard that he was appointed as the Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I also just found out. I checked the secret files, and there is indeed information about him. He is 1 year younger than Gu Lingqing. For so many years, he led a group of subordinates, appearing and disappearing mysteriously, and completed many top-notch missions. When I returned to China, Xing Shang came to me and suggested that I appoint him as the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs. Xing Shang is his grandfather, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs. Shen Yiyan said in a deep voice. Secret files? Where did you get the secret files? Baya asked. It's like this. The departments in our country are managed separately. Everyone has their own authority. For example, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs doesn't know the situation of the Ministry of National Defense, and the Ministry of National Defense doesn't know the situation of other places. Every department has its own secret warehouse, and no one else can know about it. The management is also divided into ranks. For example, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was managed by Xing Shang before I took over. However, I don't have the authority to open Xing Shang's file unless he hands it over, Shen Yiyan explained. This will cause mistakes in the work, and there will be many dark things growing in it, Baya frowned. No, the president has the right to open the file as long as more than half of the people in the meeting agree. Also, if the Discipline Inspection Department receives a report, they will do a spot check. So, is it possible that Xing Buhua's information was entered by Xing Shang? Baya asked. Shen Yiyan smiled. First of all, it's possible. Secondly, there is indeed such a person leading the investigation team. If it's not Xing Buhua, who could it be? Lastly, you're suspecting that he might be Gu Lingqing, so it's definitely not Gu Lingqing. Why? If he is Gu Lingqing, he will definitely tell you, won't he? Shen Yiyan asked. Baiya paused. She now knew why Gu Lingqing didn't tell her, because as long as there was the slightest bit of carelessness, he would undoubtedly die. Not telling her, perhaps, was the best plan, because others would also judge from her reaction. When are you going to arrange for me to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Cabinet? Baiya changed the topic and asked. There's an exam in January. I'll sign you up now and tell you the answers directly. You just need to memorize them. When the time comes, there'll be an interview and go through the process. As for the cabinet, there'll be an application at the beginning of every year. I'll arrange for you to go there. Okay. Wu Nian, Shen Yiyan called and remained silent. Speak, Baiya said simply. Lu Shuang, how are you doing? Shen Yiyan asked in a deep voice. No news is good news. You better take care of yourself. You're the one surrounded by enemies. That's all for now. I'm hanging up. Baiya hung up the phone, walked to the window and looked outside. Lu Shuang, how is he doing? There was a knock on the door. Come in. The door was pushed open. Lin Shulan stood at the door. Madam, there's a girl who says she's your friend and wants to see you. She's at the door now. Girl? Baiya turned around. Her heart was surging. Could it be Lu Shuang? What's her name? Baiya asked. I think her name is Ling. Baiya's eyes darkened again. A Ling Allen had mentioned it before. It was later than she had expected. Let her in, Baiya said in a deep voice. Do you want me to prepare dinner for you? Lin Shulan asked with concern. Baiya nodded and touched her stomach. I think I'm hungry. Lin Shulan went to prepare dinner. Song Shiyu had been in the living room the whole time. When she saw her, she wanted to say something but stopped herself. Xiao Nian, I heard that you met someone who looks exactly like Gu Lingqing today. Mom, Gu Lingqing is already dead. No matter how much she looks like him, she's not him. Moreover, she's your cousin's illegitimate child, Baiya reminded her. My cousin's illegitimate child. Song Shiyu nodded. That makes sense. That's good, that's good. She turned around and went back to her room, muttering to herself. Baiya turned back to look at her. Song Shiyu was getting on in years. It was better to stay away from some things. She had lost two of her closest relatives in a short period of time. She should be more hurt than her. Baiya sighed again. She heard the sound of a car at the door. A Ling rushed into the room and looked at Baiya with red eyes. I've always liked you, sister. I also think that you're a noble person. I also think that you're the only one in the world who's worthy of Alan. I know that you're sad about your husband's death, but don't make a wrong decision because you're sad. Is that all right? I like Su Jiran very much. Except for Gu Lingqing, I won't like anyone else. The problem between you and Su Jiran is your own. But Su Jiran only likes you. A Ling said with grievance. Chapter 508. A Ling paused for a moment and walked forward. Lin Shulan was afraid that she would hurt Baiya, so she stood in front of Baiya. Sister Wu Nian, can you help me? I want to be a charming woman like you, A Ling said coquettishly. Once upon a time, she had envied A Ling's personality. She was sunny and lively, as if she was bathing in the spring breeze, which made her feel very comfortable. She wanted to learn from her. A Ling, Su Jiran is a very attractive person. He's good at flirting and knows what girls like. He's rich, handsome, has a good figure, and is generous to women. Also, it's easy for women to get a sense of satisfaction from him. But he's a playboy. I married him a long time ago. 3 years is not a short time. He has many women around him. I used to think that I could make him look at me occasionally through my own efforts, but he didn't. He had sex with Xing Jinyan right in front of me. My heart was bitterly disappointed with him. Then, he said that he liked me. To be honest, I didn't believe him at all. I know myself. I don't even know what he likes about me. If I really want to explain it, it might be that he feels that something that belongs to him has run away. It's a simple possessiveness. So, he injected a virus into my body. I left for 2 years. I changed my bones, had plastic surgery, and was on the verge of death every day. Do you really think that's love? If you think it is, I really don't know what he likes about me. I don't know how to teach you, Baya said clearly. He told me that he likes you, and he will only like you in his life. Aling looked at Baya suspiciously. Baya sighed. He had already decided that it was useless for her to say anything more. People would think that she was quibbling and half-heartedly. What do you want to learn from me? Tell me, and I'll teach you, Baya said in a deep voice. I want to know why Su Jiran likes you. Can you teach me? Aling said with hope. You should ask Su Jiran first before asking me, Baya said helplessly. Oh, right. Aling immediately called Su Jiran and said sweetly, Jiran, I'm at Wu Nian's, no, Baya's house now. I want to know what you like about Baya. Tell me. She doesn't pester me. That's her biggest strength, and also my favorite part about her, Su Jiran said impatiently. Don't pester me? Aling paused. If I don't pester you, will you like me? No, I only have her in my heart. Then I will pester you. Aling said willfully. Su Jiran sneered, then I'll only hate you. If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. Then I'll tell Baya your family's secret, Aling threatened. Whatever. Su Jiran said indifferently and hung up. Aling held the phone tightly and looked at Baya with red eyes. Sister, I'll tell you a secret. Su Jiran's mother, Xiong Dani, is actually the former president's lover. I saw that they sent a car to pick her up. Everyone knows about this relationship, and they're all speculating about it. There's no actual evidence. Besides, his mother and the former president's wife are very close, so no one exposed this secret. Baya had known about it for years. However, this kind of thing, as long as there was no concrete evidence, it was considered an arrest. Otherwise, Shen Yian's father would have stepped down long ago. I know there's evidence. I've seen it. Xiong Dani might be afraid of being abandoned by the former president one day, so she took photos of the evidence and locked it in her safe, Aling said. A light flashed in Baya's eyes. Xiong Dani had been with Shen Yian's father for many years. Maybe there was a lot of evidence in her hands. After all, Shen Yian's father was the behind-the-scenes person who killed Gu Lingqing's father. Some mistakes should be made. I know, Aling, it's not safe for you to be here now. Go back to the UK. After a while, I'll invite you to play again, Baya said in a deep voice. After Aling said that, she regretted it and asked worriedly, Sister, will you deal with Xiong Dani? What do you hope? Baya asked. I actually want to be with Su Jiran, but I was impulsive just now, Aling said with her head down. If you deal with Xiong Dani, Su Jiran will hate me. Don't you think he will hate me? Baya asked again. Yeah, if he wants to hate someone, he will hate you first. But you can't say that I said it. Baya smiled helplessly. She was such a silly sister. She had threatened Su Jiran just now. Once something happened, Su Jiran would definitely know that it was her. Aling, Su Jiran is really not suitable for you. He is too shrewd and has too many burdens on his shoulders. He is not a simple person. Besides, there is a gap in age between you and him. He may sleep with you because of your young body, but he will not love you, Baya reminded. I'm so annoyed. Why is he so annoying? One moment he is like this, the next moment he is like that. Aling stamped her feet. Also, don't tell anyone else what you said to me just now. I'll ask someone to send you to Alan now. If you can, go back to the UK as soon as possible, Baya advised. Aling turned around and said, I'm so annoyed, so annoyed. Baya looked at Aling and said, send her back. After Aling left, Baya called Leng Shuai. Leng Shuai, I just received a piece of news. I'm not sure if it's reliable. Send someone to check it out. Someone said that there is evidence of her and Shen Ao in the safe at Xiong Dani's house. If there is, just take it all. Alright, I know what to do. After Baya gave her instructions, she scooped some rice and ate it. Then, she went to the library to organize her books. After tidying up, she walked to the bottom of the secret passage and looked up at the entrance. Should she go in today or not? What would she find after going in? She thought about it for 10 minutes. She went out and went upstairs to organize her small backpack. She put water, biscuits, dried tofu, beef jerky, sweets, 10 balls of string, a flashlight, and a Swiss Army knife in the bag. Madam, are you going out? Lin Shulan asked, puzzled. No, there's some food in the bag. I'm going to stay in the library. You can sleep first tonight. Don't wait for me. I have to go out to meet a friend of mine tomorrow morning, Baya said. Oh. Lin Shulan looked suspiciously at Baya's backpack. Alright then. Baya entered the library again. She locked the door and went into the secret passage. She walked to the fork in the road and chose the middle road. She took out the ball, put down the rope, and walked inside. After walking for half an hour, there were still 3 small roads in front of her. There were many tunnels. If she did not know the way, she would definitely get lost in them. Baya still chose the middle road and walked in. Chapter 509. After walking for about half an hour, 3 more roads appeared in front of her. She continued to walk forward, and after walking for another half an hour, 3 more roads appeared. She did not have many balls of yarn left in her hands, and she could not give up halfway. She continued to walk forward, and halfway through, there was no more yarn. She walked to the end of the road, and if there were 3 more crossroads, she would have to turn back. Suddenly, she heard a sound behind her, and turned around to see someone standing behind her. She was shocked, and took a few steps back. The flashlight shone on that person's face. Gu Lingqing. He squinted his eyes. I've seen it clearly. Please move the light away, it's blinding. When Baya saw that it was him, she heaved a sigh of relief. She shone the flashlight on the ground, and suddenly felt a little annoyed. You go home from here every day? It's mainly to see you. He walked towards Baya, put his hands on her waist, and smiled. It takes me 2 hours to run every day. At that moment, no matter how angry Baya was, she was no longer angry. When she thought about how he had to run 2 hours every day to see her, her heart was filled with warmth and heartache. I saw the bullet go through the back of your head with my own eyes. Are you okay now? Baya asked worriedly. That was a show, I was not shot at all. Sheng Dongqing's men are in the army, and if they see that I'm not dead, they will take action. Baya punched him on the shoulder. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I almost committed suicide. A strange look flashed in his eyes, and he frowned. Committed suicide? I told you before, if you die, I will accompany you. I'm not joking, so, for my sake, you must live, Baya said solemnly. He stared at her, his expression hard to decipher. Baya had a strange feeling, and felt uncomfortable under his gaze. What's wrong? He knocked her on the head, a little forcefully. Baya felt the pain, and she looked at him in confusion, pursing her lips tightly. He saw the resentment in her eyes, and those watery eyes seemed to be able to speak. Are you enlightened? What? Baya was even more puzzled. Let me ask you, whose woman are you? He asked. You. Although Baya was annoyed, she had never wavered in the slightest. Since you're my woman, shouldn't you listen to me? He asked. Baya smiled and put down her hand. You are mine too. You are mine too, but I usually listen to you. I really don't know if you are smart or stupid, he said. By the way, did you take Xiao Xian away? Baya asked. Yes, otherwise, I'll be exposed if I do a paternity test with Xiaoxing, he said in a low voice. What on earth are you doing? Baya asked in confusion. Sheng Dongqing already views Gu Lingqing as a thorn in his side. If I appear as Gu Lingqing, I'll die quickly. I haven't found the spy in the military flag yet. Not only will I be safer if I change my identity, I can also do a lot of things. Soon, I will be the Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mastering diplomacy is also a means. After all, Shen Yiyan and Sheng Dongqing are on the same side. We have to be careful, he said in a low voice. His eyes were filled with malice, and it was especially cold in the dark tunnel. Baya had a strange feeling in his heart. It was an indescribable feeling, but he couldn't tell what was strange about it. I will do the same in January. I will also go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If you need anything, you can let me do it. Let's do it in March. I'll go to the cabinet again. I already have a plan. First, I'll get rid of Sheng Dongqing's subordinates, so that he doesn't have wings. Oh right, maybe I can get some secrets from Shen Ao. As for the details, I can only tell you tomorrow. He smiled and tightened his grip on her waist. It's my honor to be able to make you my woman. It's my honor to be able to be husband and wife with you. Baya smiled. He looked at her bright eyes and white teeth. Under the dim light, they were covered with a thin veil, making her look even more beautiful. He lowered his head and kissed Baya's lips. The kiss was wild, and he pushed her against the wall. Baya couldn't breathe from his kiss. He seemed to be hungry. He didn't give her any room to breathe. He hugged her waist and pressed her against his stomach. Baya could clearly feel his passion and sighs. Her face turned red. Although she had done it with him many times, she still felt embarrassed and pushed him away. He let go of her lips, but didn't let go of her. He kissed her neck and her fair skin. Baya giggled because it was ticklish. Gu Lingqing, that's enough. Gu Lingqing, it's too ticklish. He suddenly stopped. A sharp glint flashed in his eyes. He hid in the darkness and looked at her. I'm Xing Buhua now. No matter what the situation is, you can't call me Gu Lingqing. Do you understand? Baya understood that they were all in the limelight now, and the slightest flaw would lead to a fatal disaster. I know. Baya nodded seriously. Call me now, Xing Buhua said. Xing Buhua, Xing Buhua, Xing Buhua, Baya said seriously. He kissed her lightly on the lips. Say it again. Xing Buhua, Baya said. He smiled satisfactorily. He pressed the back of her head and kissed her earlobe. It's ticklish. Baya pushed him away. You should say, not, it's ticklish, Xing Buhua reminded. That's not necessary. You won't do this to me in front of others. In private, it's just the two of us anyway, Baya said, blushing. Some habits are unintentional. If there's a need, I may do this in front of others. If you call me Gu Lingqing, that's not good, right? Only when you put yourself in my shoes and remember it all the time will you not make a mistake. You have to be in the right state and address me, he said in a low voice. What kind of trick is this? If you're Xing Buhua, you should pretend that you don't know me when you see me. You shouldn't provoke me on purpose, Baiya suggested. The more I provoke you, the less suspicious I will be. You won't let me never see you or touch you, will you? Xing Buhua raised his eyebrows. His tone was coquettish. Baiya chuckled. Your current state is far from Gu Lingqing's. He would never speak in such a tone. So, you have to put yourself in his shoes and maintain the state of another person at all times so that you won't show any flaws inadvertently. You have to do the same. Be good and tell me. Xing Buhua guided her. She felt even more embarrassed. But after thinking about it, what he said made sense. Xing Buhua, it's ticklish, she said stiffly. What else? Xing Buhua asked. What else? Baiya didn't understand. Chapter 5:10. Baiya, well, she had never been a thick-skinned person. She wouldn't have said that before and she definitely wouldn't say that now. She lowered her head. Are you shy? Xing Buhua looked at her from head to toe. His eyes lit up and he smiled. Actually, men like to hear these things. You like it too? Baiya looked up at him. Xing Buhua frowned slightly but his eyes were filled with surprise as if he had thought of something. I like it. Why don't you tell me? Baiya turned around and faced her back to him. She was too embarrassed. Anyway, it's not like I don't have to practice it in front of others. He pulled her into his arms and said hoarsely, can't you satisfy me? Huh? Baiya turned to look at him. He was too close to her. She met his eyes and saw the desire in his eyes. The child is not 3 months old yet. He can't do any strenuous exercise. So, on account of how hard I've been holding it in, why don't you tell me? I definitely won't be able to sleep tonight, he said hoarsely. Baiya licked her lips. I am embarrassed. She exhaled. He placed his hand on her stomach. What's there to be embarrassed about? Just tell me. There's no one else here, huh? Well, next time. She moved his hand away and looked at him. She could see the disappointment and anger in his eyes and she felt a little uncomfortable. Did all men have such an expression when they were dissatisfied? They seemed to be resentful. She tiptoed and kissed him on the cheek. That's it? He was still not satisfied and raised his eyebrows. When are you coming tomorrow? Baiya asked. It's around this time, between 2 to 3 a.m. What's wrong? It's too tiring for you to rush like this. Don't come again next time. Have a good rest, Baiya said with concern. Xing Buhua's eyes turned cold and he turned around. I can come if you don't want me to. Baiya held his arm. That's not what I meant. Every time you travel, you have to travel for a few hours. You don't even have time to sleep. We still have a lot of things to do. It's too tiring to travel like this. If you don't want to see me, just say so, Xing Buhua said coldly. How could I not want to see you? I can't wait to be with you every day. If you do this, your body will be exhausted, Baiya explained. So, in order to not tire me out, it doesn't matter if you don't see me? Xing Buhua asked in return, looking at her. Baiya smiled, the future is long. We're working so hard so that we can be together forever. You know that I'm not a short-sighted person. Xing Buhua knocked on her head. You mean that I'm a short-sighted person who doesn't know what's good for me? Baiya covered his head and complained, be gentler. Xing Buhua smiled. Then when we go in, do you want me to be gentler or more serious? Baiya, he really did hit her whenever he didn't agree with her. She felt that he was a little different. He was much more outgoing than before. In the past, he only did things and didn't say anything. He was more reserved. Now, she couldn't handle it. Xing Buhua saw that she didn't speak. Then I'll get to the point. That, huh? He looked at her with a burning gaze. Which path did you come from? Do you even know where the exit is? Baya asked. Xing Buhua frowned and wanted to knock her head. Baya quickly covered her head. Seeing her pitiful look, he knocked her lightly. Do you want to suffocate me to death? Baya saw that he was knocking her lightly and felt a little warmth in her heart. When they were on the island, they did it almost every day. After he found out that she was pregnant, he had been holding it in for a long time. He looked at her with droopy eyes. He didn't look forward to what she was going to say next. After being splashed with cold water by her a few times, he felt cold. Baya couldn't say it out loud and lowered her head. He was the person she loved the most. If he was happy, she would be happy too. If he wasn't happy, she wouldn't be happy either. Some things required customer service. If she was so dull, he would also feel that she was boring. She didn't want him to be disappointed in her. I can solve it for you in other ways, Baya said softly. Huh? Xing Buhua's eyes lit up. Baya smiled bitterly. Even though they were husband and wife, she still felt very embarrassed to say it out loud. Xing Buhua lowered his head impulsively and kissed her lips. He pinned her to the wall and kissed her eagerly. After kissing for 10 minutes, both of them were panting. Only then did Xing Buhua let go of her. He looked at her blushing face and smiled. Did I tell you that I fell in love with you at first sight? Xing Buhua said. Baya recalled their first meeting. Oh, no. Gu Lingqing had sex with her the first time they met. The first time she remembered seeing him was during that mission. He was indeed very nice to her. It was only the second time they met, but he bought her expensive cosmetics. What about you? Did you fall in love with me at first sight? Xing Buhua asked. Time breeds love. I'm a slow person, so it's not easy to fall in love at first sight, Baya replied. So, my looks are not the reason why you like me. Xing Buhua nodded and said meaningfully, I will work hard. What? Work hard for what? Baya felt that his words were a little strange. Didn't you say that time breeds love? Xing Buhua raised his eyebrows. Baya was stunned for 3 seconds before she understood what he meant. Her face instantly turned red. She cleared her throat to calm herself down. Xing Buhua looked at her embarrassed and shy face and smiled widely. I'm just kidding. I'll send you back now. See you tomorrow. It's around this time. You don't have to run out. Also, don't come into this tunnel casually. There are traps in it. If you accidentally touch it, even God can't save you, Xing Buhua reminded her. There are traps in this tunnel. She had walked for so long without touching it. You'll know after walking for another kilometer, Xing Buhua said with certainty. Did your father tell you about this tunnel? Baya had a strange feeling in her heart. Gu Lingqing still had some little secrets from her. Although it was harmless. Perhaps, because she thought that she was different, her expectations were higher. She shouldn't be like this. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you, Xing Buhua said. Baya smiled. You must have your reasons for not telling me. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, see you tomorrow. Don't forget what you promised, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. She promised? Baya remembered what it was and lowered her head. He held her hand and walked back. The surroundings were very quiet. Baya listened to his footsteps and felt much more at ease. Chapter 5:11. He walked very slowly, probably to take care of her small steps. He did not let go of her hand the whole time. They walked for an hour and a half before returning to the library. Under the light. He looked at her blushing face and did not say anything. She did not say anything either. She lowered her head and waited for a while before looking up at him. He was still looking at her. She felt uncomfortable under his gaze. Are you hungry? I'll cook some noodles for you. You can leave after eating them. I don't want to leave anymore, Xing Buhua said. Then, you should leave early tomorrow. You shouldn't be discovered. There's only me, Mom, and Lin Shulan in this house now, Baiya thought. Xing Buhua smiled. Do you want me to stay today? Baiya felt that his way of asking was strange, but she was still loyal to her heart. Yes, but I'm worried about you. It's too tiring for you to rush here and there. After all, you still have a lot of things to do. What more can I ask for when I have a wife like this? Baiya pursed her lips and smiled. What more can I ask for when I have a husband like this? Xing Buhua scratched her nose. That's a nice thing to say. Alright, you should sleep early too. I'll leave first. Okay, be careful on the road, Baiya said softly. Xing Buhua sighed. What's wrong? Let's go, he said decisively and took a leap. Then, he jumped up to the roof and disappeared from her sight. Baiya went out. Lin Shulan was guarding at the door. Madam, you're out? Baiya looked at the time on her phone. It was already 2:00. Go back to your room and sleep. You don't have to guard me like this in the future. It's my duty to protect you. But you have to rest well to protect me better. I'll be fine at home. You don't have to do this in the future. Do you understand? Okay, I understand. Baiya patted Lin Shulan's shoulder and walked back to her room. She turned on the water and lay in the bathtub. She recalled the scene of her meeting with Gu Lingqing. His personality had changed a lot. However, it made sense. Actors acted for the sake of their dreams and lives. They were acting for the sake of their lives, so it was impossible for there to be any flaws. After soaking for half an hour, she felt dizzy. When she came out of the bathroom and found the bed, she wanted to sleep. His cell phone rang. Seeing that it was Leng Shuai, she remembered what she had asked Leng Shuai to do. If Leng Shuai called at this time, there should be a result. Baiya perked up and answered the call. Madam, something happened, Leng Shuai said solemnly. What happened? Baiya asked worriedly. Our men went into Xiong Dani's villa and found that Xiong Dani was already dead. When he was looking for the safe, he was caught by Su Jiaran. What? Baiya sat up in shock. Was it a trap set by a Ling or Su Jiaran? How could it be so coincidental? I'll call and ask. I'll contact you later. Also, check the sky eye. Did anyone go to Xiong Dani's house? Baiya said anxiously. The prerequisite for the sky eye is to have surveillance cameras. However, the surveillance cameras near Xiong Dani's house are all broken. I'm looking for the surveillance cameras closest to her house and checking them, Leng Shuai reported. So, it must be premeditated. I'll contact you later. Baiya hung up the phone and called Su Jiaran. The phone rang 5 times before Su Jiaran answered. Is it convenient for you to talk now? Baiya asked. Yes, Su Jiaran answered solemnly. I promise you that the person who killed your mother is not my man, Baiya said straightforwardly. Why is your man at my mother's house? Su Jiaran asked. Baiya thought for a while. Su Jiaran was too smart. If she was lying, he would definitely be able to tell, and it would be self-defeating. A Ling came to me and said that he saw your mother hide something important in the safe. It should be about Shen Ao. I wanted to know what it was, so I sent someone there. However, I heard that my man found that Xiong Dani was already dead. I'm curious. You don't usually go back. Why are you going back at that time? Baya asked in confusion. My mother called me and asked me to go back. She said that she had something important to tell me, Su Jiran said. Su Jiran, my man is definitely not the murderer who killed your mother, Baya said with certainty. Let's meet her. Is it convenient for you to come to my mother's house now? Su Jiran said solemnly. Okay, I'll come over now, Baya said and got up immediately. Lin Shulan had just fallen asleep. Baya did not wake her up. She asked a soldier on duty to send her to Xiong Dani's house. On the way, she told herself that if she did not sleep, she would not have the energy tomorrow and her mind would not be clear. So she forced herself to take a nap. She slept very lightly. She woke up more than 10 times on the way from home to Xiong Dani's house. When she was about to reach Xiong Dani's house, she could not fall asleep at all. After getting out of the car, Su Jiran stood at the door with one hand in his pocket. He was wearing thin clothes and his face was very solemn. Baya knew about Su Jiran and Xiong Dani. Su Jiran was adopted by Xiong Dani. He was indebted to Xiong Dani. They had a good relationship. He must be very sad about Xiong Dani's sudden death. Is she in the room now? Baya asked. She was referring to Xiong Dani. Venerable Chiu is inside. Do you want to take a look or go to my room directly? Su Jiran asked. Baya knew Ling Chiozuan. He was a very good detective and also a good friend of Su Jiran. They had solved the castle case together before, so they did not have a good relationship. Let me take a look, Baya said. If Xiong Dani was murdered, she would try her best to find the killer's flaws and clear her people's names. Su Jiran looked at the person standing behind him and ordered, "Take her to my mother's room." Yes. The person in front led the way. Baya followed behind the person and looked back at Su Jiran. He was still standing at the door, motionless. Faintly, there was a sense of sadness. In her heart, he was a person so powerful that it was suffocating. Every move he made was full of conspiracy, strategy, tactics, and mind. He was the best person she had ever met. He was so invincible, yet he also had a sad side. Su Jiran was not a god, but a human. "We're here," the person leading the way said and pushed the door open. Baya stepped in and heard Ling Chiozuan's displeased voice, "Who allowed you to come in? Get out." Baya ignored him and continued to walk in. The room was a mess. Xiong Dani's clothes, bag, and shoes were all on the floor. Xiong Dani was nailed to the cupboard. There were 3 nails on her forehead and 2 on each side of her cheeks. Her eyes were gouged out, and her tongue was cut off and thrown into the cupboard. Her mouth, however, was sewn shut with steel wire. There were 2 nails on her neck and 3 on each of her shoulders. Chapter 5:12. On her abdomen, there was a very large nail. The other 3 red nails were nailed to the special parts of the female body. From the color and distribution of the blood, as well as the special diagnosis of the wound, the eyes were dug out when Xiong Dani was alive, and the nail on her forehead was nailed when she was alive. Playing with the nail on her forehead, Xiong Dani was at least in shock. The murderer cleaned up the blood stains on her body, and then left other injuries. The body appeared to be hardened, and the temperature of the air conditioner in the room was very high. The murderer wanted to blur the time of death. "What's the temperature of the rectum?" Baya asked Ling Chiozuan solemnly. Ling Chiozuan looked at her coldly, very unwelcoming, and with a repulsive tone, he asked, "Who are you? This place is not a place that anyone can come in. Su Jiran is at the door now, and I was brought here by his men. Who do you think I am?" Baya replied. Ling Chiozuan stood up and threw down his gloves. Where did Su Jiaran find such a silly girl? Is he trying to make me his apprentice? No, Baya said, too lazy to care about Ling Qiuzuan. He would probably report to Su Jiaran. She just had to ask Su Jiaran for it. She continued to look around the room. There were signs of a fight, and there were scratches on the walls. Xiong Dani's hand was chopped off but not taken away. The murderer should be very confident that there were no skin or other tissues left. The lock was not broken. When you came in, did you find any clothes or gloves that Xiong Dani wore outside? Baya asked Ling Qiuzuan again. Ling Qiuzuan looked at her coldly, pursed his lips, and said nothing. Baya guessed that she would not say anything, so she walked to the window and looked outside. The sky was still dark. She turned on the flashlight on her phone and scanned outside. She vaguely saw a small glass bottle hidden in the lawn. Xiong Dani is a neat freak. She doesn't allow glass bottles in the lawn, even if they are fake grass. Su Jiaran, come here, Su Jiaran. Baya shouted. Hearing her voice, Su Jiaran walked towards the door without looking at Xiong Dani. Baya picked up a windbreaker from the ground and covered Xiong Dani with it. Did you call the police? Baya asked. Su Jiaran nodded. I just reported it. Have you seen everything you need to see? Call a Ling over now. She said she saw your mom's safe. Ask her to identify where the safe is. Also, I have a few things to ask you, but before that, help me pick up something, Baya said. What is it? Baya turned on the flashlight on her phone and shone it on the lawn. There's a glass bottle there. When Ling Qiuzuan heard the glass bottle on the lawn, he immediately stood up and jumped out of the window. He picked up the glass bottle and asked Baya, what is this? An essential oil bottle. Do you still have clean gloves? Baya asked. Ling Qiuzuan took out a new pair of rubber gloves from his pocket and gave them to Baya. Baya opened the bottle cap and saw the note inside. She breathed a sigh of relief. Ling Qiuzuan looked at Baya and asked in surprise, how did you know? Luck. Baya was unwilling to say more. Give me the pliers. Although Ling Qiuzuan was unwilling, he still handed the pliers to Baya. Baya took out the paper and opened it. There was only one sentence written on it, the thing is in the original place. The light in Baya's eyes dimmed. What does this sentence mean? Ling Qiuzuan asked in confusion. When Baya heard the siren outside, she put the note back into the bottle, twisted the cap, and handed it to Su Jiaran. Hide it first. Also, the person wasn't killed by my people. Can you let him go first? This is what I wanted to tell you. Get in the car first. I'll talk to you after I'm done here, Su Jiaran said in a deep voice. Baya heard the siren getting closer and closer, so she got in the car first. She saw a lot of police coming and blocking the cordon. There were 4 police officers outside the door. She picked up her phone and saw that it was almost 5:00. She closed her eyes and pretended to sleep. After some time, the car door was opened. Baya was a light sleeper. She opened her eyes. It was already dawn. She looked at the clock and saw that it was almost 6:00. She sat up straight and twisted her neck to wake herself up. What did he say? When I called you, Ling Qiuzuan said that according to the temperature of the body's rectum, my mother has been dead for 5 to 6 hours. But I just received a call from my mother an hour ago. She said that she had something important to tell me. Baya was doubtful. That's impossible. According to the livor mortis on your mother's feet, she has been dead for at least 4 to 6 hours. I don't believe in ghosts in this world, but there are many ways to pretend to be ghosts. For example, they could have recorded your mother's words first. So, I have reason to believe that this is a premeditated and planned incident. My every move is under the surveillance of the other party. I caught the murderer on the spot. If you let the murderer go just because you said a few words, the other party will guess our relationship, Su Jiran said in a deep voice. You are a very smart person. You should know very well that the murderer is not one of my people. The person who killed your mother hates your mother very much. Even if I know that your people did not kill her, your people are in my hands, and I am Sheng Dongqing's people. Under normal circumstances, what do you think I will do? Su Jiran asked. Baya frowned. She looked at Su Jiran's eyes and did not say anything. I will definitely threaten you, scare you, and set you up. But fortunately, I can be impulsive and rebellious for you. So, you have to come to my side. I will follow the normal procedure and let your people go. This is my condition. Baya was instantly annoyed. Su Jiran, you still haven't given up on me? I can't possibly like you. It's fine as long as you don't fall for me. Don't worry, I won't touch you. I just want to help you, but the condition is that I am still alive. Baya turned her face away. She could not live like this by Su Jiran's side. She was not completely at ease with him. But she had to be someone. She could not lose her life because of a stain. If that happened, she would also lose people's trust. Gu Lingqing would understand her. I will only stay by your side for a month. After a month, you have to let me go. Baya made a new request. Su Jiran nodded. Sure. Anyway, this 1 month is just a formality. What do you want to ask me? Ask away. The first is the time of the phone call. You have already told me that this is a deep conspiracy. The second question is, I remember that there is a loyal maid in your mother's house. Where did she go? Baya asked. Su Jiran was stunned. If Baya had not mentioned it, he would not have realized that his maid seemed to have disappeared. She was not in the villa. Chapter 5:13. Baya waited for him to hang up and continued, Are the windows in your mother's house soundproof? Su Jiran shook his head. This is an old house. It's not that advanced, and it uses ordinary windows. Your mother's tongue was cut off. This was the first step. They did not let your mother make a sound, and then they sealed her lips. Some scars will gradually appear after 24 hours of death. I think your mother's shoulders and face will be bruised. But even if her mouth was sealed, she should have made some unusual sounds before that. You can go and check the people next door and see if they heard or saw anything. I will hand it over to the police. Leng Qiuzuan will be directly involved in the investigation. He will report to me every day. You can listen to him, Su Jiran said in a low voice. Maybe it was because of the death of his mother. Right now, Su Jiran was no longer as sharp as he was 2 years ago and had become more reserved. The environment could indeed change a person's thoughts and state. Also, your mother wrote this sentence very carelessly and anxiously. Even the container for the note was the essential oil bottle on the dresser. She did not have time to pour the essential oil, which means your mother was in a hurry. She was worried that the note would fall into the hands of the other party, so she wrote it very vaguely. But your mother did not write who killed her, which means she did not know who the other party was. When your mother was killed, I suspect that the news was leaked. Others knew that your mother had evidence, which led to her death. She might have told you or Shen Ao at the very beginning. If she told you, you have to think about it carefully. Also, your mother was tortured to death. The abuser dug out her eyes because he thought your mother saw something she should not have seen. This may have something to do with your mother knowing other people's secrets. She sealed her lips because the abuser felt that your mother was too talkative. She took off her clothes and stamped on her feminine parts. It must have been your mother's features that humiliated him. Shen Ao's wife? Su Jiran blurted out. Not necessarily, but we can't rule it out. The nails on her body are all the same except for the 3 female nails. Let's wait for the identification department to identify whether these nails belong to 1 or 2 batches. The abuser is either a pervert or someone who hates your mother to the core. You should look for your mother's housekeeper first. She might have found something. Baiya's eyes were so sore that she could barely open them. If he had known earlier, he would have taken a good nap the night before yesterday. She hadn't slept much for 2 days. You should rest for a while. I'll send you back to rest, Su Jiran said. Baiya leaned back in her chair. No need. My men will send me back. I'm not sending you to your house. I'm sending you to my house. I'm going to negotiate with Sheng Dongqing later. Don't tell me you don't want your people to be locked up. Baiya stared at Su Jiran, frowned, and said worriedly, You said not to touch me and let me go after a month. I didn't want to let you go before. As a result, you're getting further and further away from me. If I touch you, you'll never forgive me for the rest of your life. Don't talk to me like this. Don't worry, I swear that if you don't agree, I won't force you. Let's go. You're too tired. Go back and rest. Baiya was weak and dizzy. She closed her eyes and fell asleep. He asked his men to come and drive. The soldiers stopped in front of his men. His men were about to fight with the soldiers. Su Jiran didn't stop them and let them fight. He had a lot of men. Baiya only brought 1 soldier. Soon, the soldier was subdued. Su Jiran opened the window and said to the soldier, Your wife left with me voluntarily. If you don't believe me, ask Leng Shuai to call her. Su Jiran signaled his men to put down the soldier. He got out of the car, picked up Baiya, and put her in his nanny car. His men drove away. He lay next to Baiya and stared at Baiya's sleeping face. He liked beautiful women, but he had his own standards. The previous Baiya didn't meet his standards. He also thought that he couldn't like Baiya. But he liked her. He liked that she was educated and reasonable. He liked that she was understanding. He liked that she never pestered him. She was strong, independent, self-respecting, and self-loving. In this impetuous society, she was a rare breath of fresh air. She didn't curry favor with those in power, didn't play with people's feelings, treated people sincerely, was soft-hearted, and had a rare pure heart. What he fell in love with was her heart, character, and character. Now, she had changed. Even her appearance was the woman of his dreams. Unfortunately, the person she loved was not him. Was this what he called a self-inflicted disaster? He was tired of playing with her. Right now, he just wanted to settle down with her and live a simple, ordinary, and blissful life together. Baiya woke up. She opened her eyes and saw Su Jiran guarding by her window. It was already dark, and the bedside lamp was emitting an orange light. What time is it? Baiya asked. It's 7 in the evening. Are you hungry? I've asked someone to prepare your favorite food. I'll ask them to heat it up, Su Jiran said softly, got up, and walked out of the door. Baiya was a little sleepy. She sat up, picked up her bag on the bedside table, and took out her phone. The phone was silent, and there were many caller ID. She called Leng Shuai first. Madam, you're at Su Jiran's place now. What's going on? Why aren't you picking up the phone? If you don't pick up the phone, I'm going to go straight in. Leng Shuai said anxiously. I just woke up now. I'm sorry. It's like this. You don't have to worry about me. Su Jiran promised not to touch me. He'll let me go in a month. This way, our people can go through the normal process and be released, Baiya explained. What's going on? What normal process? Our people are locked up in prison now, and all the testimonies are against us, Leng Shuai said anxiously. Let me ask. Baya took the phone and got out of bed. She opened the door and bumped into Su Jiaran, who was walking over. Leng Shuai said that our people are locked up in prison. What's going on? Baya asked worriedly. Don't worry. I've already told your people to pretend to be thieves. I'll tell them to let them out in a while, Su Jiaran said and made the call. Baya picked up the phone. You heard it. Our people will be released in a while. What about you? Are you sure you're okay? The chief will be anxious if he knows. Baya thought of Xing Buhua. She had promised Xing Buhua to help him tonight. It seemed like she couldn't. You're tuning into the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.